history for Illinois Wesleyan basketball.
It's a Titan victory!
For more than a month on the road, the Titans are home at last as conference play resumes. Live from Denny Bridges Court at Shirk Center at Illinois Wesleyan University, this is Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, IWSports.com, and the CCIW network as the Illinois Wesleyan Titans play host to the Pioneers from Carroll University. Good afternoon, Eric Stock along with Joel Swanson. Glad to have you with us. And after a long road trip in which the Titans played in Wisconsin, Missouri, New York, they even played 2 games in Illinois. Now they come back to Shirk Center, where they've always been very tough to beat.
They certainly have, and they're going to have to be tough to beat here this afternoon. Carroll's got a talented basketball team, and for Illinois Wesleyan right now, the margin for error is pretty slim. You got to protect your home court, Eric. Still some on the road. It's going to be the key to winning a very much a parity in the CCIW this season.
And certainly the Titans can't take anything for granted playing at home. You recall the last time they were here, Thanksgiving weekend, another Wisconsin team came in and knocked them off in Wisconsin Stout, so they got to be ready to play today.
Yeah, certainly a game that Illinois Wesleyan would love to have back, a really tough loss to Wisconsin Stout, but got to move on right now. Carroll's got a talented team, and just like every other CCIW game in 25-26 basketball season, you're going to have to play well to win. Home and on the road, the conference is awfully difficult, really been shown by how well the conference played in the non-conference season. Played exceptionally well across the board. Everybody's good, everybody's got talented players, and you are going to have to get the job done, especially on your home court.
Well, the Titans dropped 2 out of 3 in their first trip through the CCIW. They won at Carthage in overtime, then dropped 2 to North Central and Elmhurst, and then they wrapped up December on the road with a big win at WashU by 2 points. They escaped Yeshiva by 1 point in New York, and then ended up with a double-digit win against Hamilton College last time out on New Year's Eve. And you see the CCIW race, it is still jam-packed. After 3 games, there could be a lot of movement here within the next few games.
Yeah, all you have to do is you got to win games. That's going to be the key. Just keep winning games, protecting your home court, stealing those games on the road. The Titans will be in fine shape. Certainly don't like where they're at right now. I mean, they've won some really good games. They've beaten some really good teams so far this season. But 1-2 in the CCIW is not where you want to be going into January. This is where you're going to need to make up some ground, especially now you've got some games on your home floor. You got to protect, and it starts with Carroll here this evening.
The Titans and the Carroll Pioneers coming up after this timeout. We'll hear from Coach Ron Rose. This is Titan basketball on IWSports.com and the CCIW network.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
It's time to play Did You Know with Illinois Wesleyan. First off, true or false, on average, over half of tuition for accepted students is covered by scholarships and grants. True, IWU invests more than $40 million in scholarships and grants for students each year. Where has IWU ranked in highest earning graduates among small schools in Illinois? If you guessed number 1, you got it. And what's even better, IWU is the number 1 college in Illinois for getting a job and number 7 in the nation. Last question, how much does it cost to apply to Illinois Wesleyan? If you said nothing, well, you're right. There's absolutely no application fee. So what are you waiting for? Visit, apply, and see all the opportunities for success that await you at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Welcome back to Shirk Center at Illinois Wesleyan. The Titans taking on the Carroll Pioneers in this CCIW matchup, and Ron Rose's team looking to get back on the winning track after dropping their last 2 in league play in early December. Well, Coach, it has to feel good to finally be back home after a lot of travel in the month of December.
Oh, goodness. It feels great to be back at the Shirk Center. You know, we love the Shirk Center. We value our Titan supporters and friends, and so it's going to be great to be back here. It was a long month. It was a challenging month. I hope our supporters that come and watch will see a team that has grown and matured and playing better. And I think going through some of the things that we did on the court has made us a tougher team, and we're going to have to be, because the CCIW is, it's a grinder.
It did feel like the 2 games in New York against Yeshiva and Hamilton were sort of like CCIW games in the physicality that both teams brought.
Yeah, I mean, both teams actually altered their lineups to play bigger lineups against us. You could see the strategy was to be as physical as possible. And I think that's great preparation for what we're going to face. The CCIW traditionally is the Big Ten of Division III basketball, a very physical style. And so hopefully we've learned better how to kind of play through some of that physicality.
Now, Carroll does have some physicality and some skill, some new guys who have made them a real contender this year.
You look at their starting 5, and it's tremendous. You've got 3 seniors that have been playing for 4 years, and then you've added, you got 2 sophomore wings that can really score the basketball. I think it's probably the best balanced Carroll team from an offensive standpoint that I've seen.
Led by Michael McNabb, the conference's leading scorer, 22 points per game, but a highly efficient scorer from a guard spot, over 50% from the field, nearly 50% from the three-point line as well.
Yeah, he really plays at his own pace. You don't speed him up. He can shoot. He can score at all 3 levels. He handles the ball. He's very crafty, Ginobili-like in terms of Euro step and deceleration and the ability. He gets fouled a lot. So he's a tough guard and very smart player. And I think everybody else has learned on their team how to play off of him.
What do you feel was the next step for this team to build upon in the next 2 months, the meat of the conference season?
Well, it's consistency. I think that's been a consistent theme over the last 3-4 weeks for sure. That there are times, and we've done this from the jump, played good basketball. And if you look at New York, there were moments, probably 25 moments of each game where you're really pleased with the execution on the floor, but we still are having lulls. We haven't put together a 40-minute game of good basketball. I do love that the grit this team is exhibiting, especially the last 3 games, the desire. We've been the first on the floor. We've really improved our rebounding. A lot of we've provided ourselves extra possessions. Some of the things that the margins, we've gotten much better at the margins. And the reality is, if you look at our schedule, we've played a lot of close games. We could easily be 12-0, but we could easily be 6-6. And so the margins are going to make a big difference. I think we've really improved on some of the detail-oriented things that help you win close ball games.
And I know you said you were never worried about Cason Lawrence, who struggled in his first couple of games, but he's shooting the ball now the way you would expect it. What does that do offensively to enable you to spread the floor in that manner?
Well, it's huge. And I never was worried about Casey. I knew in the end of the year he's going to be 40-plus three-point shooter. I mean, he's just that type of talent. And so when he's making shots, it really opens up everything offensively, especially when you have such a dynamic inside presence in Noah. And then you've got wings and Mason and Carlo that can attack the basket. It opens everything up and makes us really have a really dynamic inside-out presence.
And so keys to get the win today.
Well, 24% of their points or possessions are in transition, so we have to find a way to slow them down. They also throw a unique 2-1-2 press set, so we have to take care of the basketball. And we do those two things in addition to the things we excelled in New York, like rebounding and hustle plays. I think the score will take care of itself.
And how do you slow a team down that wants to play up tempo? Usually the faster team dictates the pace.
Well, it's I guess everybody wants this. We want a fast pace, but we want a fast pace for our offense. Defensively, we just can't let them. They've got really talented guys. The little point guard is a jet, and we have to play in numbers. And we always say we want to be the first with the most, meaning we want to be the first team with the most guys on offense, and we want to be the first team with the most guys on defense. So we want to play in numbers today as best we can.
All right, we appreciate the time. Best of luck, and we'll talk afterwards.
Thanks, Eric.
Now for the players to watch for today's matchup.
Now, first of all, for Illinois Wesleyan, boy, a guy who has been a key for them here lately, Jackson Nego is going to have to get the job done from that point guard position. Boy, Josh Fredman went down with that injury, and boy, Jackson has been solid back there at that point guard position. The other guy for Illinois Wesleyan, boy, Noah Cleveland's put up some huge numbers for the Titans already. Not just points per game, look at those rebounds per game. He has been a nightmare for opposing teams down low. They're going to have to get that ball inside. For Carroll, Michael McNabb, the transfer from Northern Michigan, boy, he has been as good as advertised for Carroll. Coach Rose talking about him a lot in the pregame. He's a guy that can put points on the board, and they've done a really nice job of filling in around him. He's been an outstanding addition for Carroll and a guy to watch here this afternoon.
Now we have the introduction to the starting lineup. Seaway Shirk Center as we send it down to public address announcer Ben Alcine.
By Taylor Jansen in his fourth season at his alma mater with a record of 36-49. Illinois Wesleyan is 9-3 overall with a record of 1-2 in CCIW action. Coaching the Titans in his 20th season at his alma mater with a record of 358 wins and 167 losses, Ron Rose. And now let's meet our starters. First, for the Pioneers of Carroll University, 6'5" and a sophomore from Grafton, Wisconsin, number 4, Michael McNabb. He's 6'2" sophomore from Germantown, Wisconsin, number 12, Peyton McKenna. 6'8" and a senior from St. Charles, Missouri, 15, Evan Lamb. He's 6'8" senior from Janesville, Wisconsin, 41, Jacob Neighbor. And a 6'4" senior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 44, Lamar Smith. And a sophomore from Normal, 0, Noah Cleveland. A 6'5" junior from Normal, number 10, Mason Funk. 5'10" and a junior from St. Louis, Missouri, 14, Kason Lawrence. A 5'11" junior from Western Springs, 15, Jackson Nego. And a 6'5" senior from Glencoe, 22, Carroll Kolak.
The Titans out in their home white and green. Titans across the front of their jerseys, and Carroll in their road dark blue and orange. Carroll in orange lettering and numbers and white trim on their jerseys. As these two schools meet for the 94th time, the series that dates back to 1955. The Titans lead the series all time, 75-18. That includes 13 consecutive wins head-to-head in this series. Their last loss came here at Shirk Center in December of 2018, and though the Titans were a Sweet 16 team a year ago, and Carroll won only 9 games, they had to go 40 minutes to knock off the Pioneers last year. In fact, they went 45 minutes when they played here in January. 2 very close Titan wins.
Carroll seems to always play well here. They're always been a thorn in the side of Illinois Wesleyan. The Titans won a lot of games against the Pios, but Carroll's always a tough out. And this is a good basketball team. Just a 6-5 record, but they've played an outstanding schedule so far this year.
Noah Cleveland wins the tap against Jacob Neighbor. Illinois Wesleyan sets up against man-to-man defense. Coming off the screen is Carlo Kolak. Holds the basketball now on the left to Lawrence. Triggers the right side to Funk. Fakes a pull-up. Kicks it into the corner. Cleveland shoots a 3. Comes up well short. He's been making those of late, but short there. Back the other way is McNabb as he sets up on the left side against man-to-man Titan defense. They go right to left in the first half. Evan Bland deep on the right wing. Sets up on the cut to McNabb. He threw it away. The steal by Lawrence. Lawrence watches his back. Goes in a 4-on-3 as the Pioneers get back into the post to Cleveland. Cleveland backing down on the double. Back out. Inside it goes to Cleveland once again. Leans in on Neighbor. Double clutches. Goes around him and he can't finish it. Falls off the rim. No good.
Yeah, boy, Neighbor does give Carroll a big body that can be physical with Noah down low, but boy, that's one that will go down 90% of the time for the big guy for the Titans.
Now up top it's Neighbor with a hook into the corner to Bland. Bland, a multi-year starter for the Pioneers. Now on the left to McNabb. McNabb with a handoff to Peyton McKenna, another key player for this Pioneer team, averaging 11 points a game. On the drive, it's Lamar Smith, the runner with the left hand. Might have been tipped by Funk, and Nego comes down with the Titans on the break. Left side, Kolak flips it into the trailer. Cleveland off his fingertips, but kept alive in the corner. 3-ball, Jackson Nego was good.
Yeah, when Jackson Nego is making shots, it takes the Titans to another level out front. We'll see if he can continue to knock him down and pour him in here tonight.
Titans only 30% from deep this year, but they've seen some improvement in recent games, particularly from Kason Lawrence, their sharpshooter. 3-0 Titans with the early lead. Neighbor hooks the ball into the corner to McKenna, back out of the wing to Bland. Up top to Smith. Lamar Smith wheels left, goes to baseline on Funk. Funk reaching in, trying to poke it away. Smith gets just outside the half circle, spins into the paint, no good, and Cleveland with a rebound.
That's Smith's game right there. Get to the basket. Averaged 4 points a game a year ago, 17 this year. He has been highly improved.
And a big-time rebounder as well. Jackson Nego up top. Now with the baseline to Cleveland. Cross courts the ball to Lawrence, into the corner to Funk. Funk squares, no shot. Swings down to the wing to Jackson Nego. One hands the ball left side to Kolak. 10 to shoot. Kolak deep on the left side. Comes off a screen by Cleveland. Got broken up out of bounds. It'll still be Illinois Wesleyan ball. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Our officials for today's game: Bryce Can, Dave Cronin Sr., and Darius Box. The inbound to Nego. Nego works around the screen to the right side. Hooks it back out to Funk. A long 3. In and out. Rebound tipped in. Cleveland wins it back. Now Funk fills the lane and drops it in for 2.
Nice job by Noah cleaning up that glass right there. So the Titans go to that late ball screen for Carlo Kolak. Too much pinned into the sideline to get any good game action going there, but bailed out there at the end by a big Cleveland offensive rebound.
And the assist as the Titans take a 5-0 lead. Smith into the corner. McKenna, deep 3, and he hit it. Leads the league in over 3 balls per game. Gets their first bucket today.
And he's taken twice as many threes as anybody else on the roster for Carroll. Only 11 shots outside the 3-point line this year. He is a 3-point shooter.
They're shooting 37% as a team, though a lot of that McKenna, as you said, knocked away from behind of McKenna and picked up by Jackson Nego for the Titans. Lawrence fakes a shot, gets off the dribble, swings it wide for Funk, but he's able to reel that ball in near midcourt. Titans up by Deuce as Nego rolls to the left. Around the screen, the pick and pop, and open Funk for 3. Off the back iron, no. Lamar Smith rebounds for the Pios.
You got to take McKenna off that three-point line. Make him be a driver. This is the guy you got to keep out of the lane, which is Smith.
Smith working inside on Kolak. Goes baseline, tipped by Kolak, and it rolls off the fingertips, evidently of Smith. It goes out to the Titans.
And so far, Carlo Kolak doing a nice job as Smith gets in the lane, though, not giving him a straight line layup, making the angle difficult to finish, and going straight up and walling off as he gets near the rim. Make that shot as difficult as you possibly can. Here's that 2-1-2 that Coach Rose talked about in the pregame. It's a different type of defense that you don't see very often in the full court.
Nigo up top to Mason Funk. Holds the basketball back out to Nigo on the left side. Ball knocked away and rolls out of bounds, but it was off of Bland. So we'll still be Titan ball midway through the shot clock.
Yeah, Bland's going to be a problem for the Titans. He was a problem the last couple of years for Illinois Wesleyan. His ability to be able to get in the lane, ability to be able to defend, and be able to really cause havoc on the defensive end.
Lawrence on the drive. The scoop shovels it out to Nigo. Nigo on the penetration. A head fake. Looking. Goes baseline to Cleveland. He'll fade from 8 feet, and it's off the front of the 10. No. Kolak got tangled up with Neighbor. And that's going to be a foul here against the Pioneers.
And David Williams is going to come into the game early here now for Jackson Nigo. And so the coaching staff wants to have a discussion right there. As again, Evan Bland is going to be a tough matchup for Illinois Wesleyan as the Titans throw it away.
Yeah, Williams with the law, but it goes behind Kolak. Evan Bland going coast to coast, got stripped by David Williams out of bounds. Still Pioneer ball. David Williams, the senior from Peoria, Notre Dame, stepping into a larger role here in his senior season, playing some key minutes of close games. He was out there in the final moments of the win against Yeshiva a week ago, a couple days ago.
You can see the speed, though, that Evan Bland has. Boy, end line to end line, he can really be an issue in the open floor.
Neighbor in the post against Cleveland. Powers it up off the backboard for 2.
If they get points inside from Neighbor, that'll be a huge bonus for Carroll. Did a nice job of using the body against the big guy right there. Hey, against a shot blocker, which Cleveland certainly is, get right into the body as much as you possibly can.
5-5 our score. 5 in a row scored by the Pioneers. The ball got away from Funk, but he's able to track it down near midcourt. Zips it wide left to Kolak. Kolak with a crossover dribble. Moving in on his man, McNabb. Shot up no good, but a foul here against the Pioneers.
A tough call against Carroll right there. That kind of a bailout call as Carlo Kolak a little bit out of control. You can see early on, a lot of exchanges out front, a lot of handoffs, dribble handoffs. The Titans are going to try to do. Carroll going over the top of everything so far. The goal is try to get a hand in there, try to make it difficult, disrupt those handoffs as much as you can, and keep the guy from turning the corner.
Kolak at the line. He is off the front rim, but it drops in. He's a 61% free throw shooter. Titans have struggled at the line this year, just 60% as a team. But the first one goes. Bland out of the game along with Lamar Smith. And in for the first time is Dennis Estep, 6'2 junior from Grays Lake, Illinois. One free throw, no good, but second one off the mark, and Neighbor comes down with it for the Pioneers. Cleveland with a block on the one-hander by McNabb.
The Titans get it back. Noah Cleveland not to foul on that particular possession.
Kolak hard dribble into the paint, kicks it out. David Williams fakes the pass, now kicks it out of the wing to Lawrence for 3. That's short. Rebound goes to Neighbor.
Titans have gotten some good looks here to start the contest. Haven't been able to knock them down as of yet.
Other new player in is Lucas Parker, a 6'4 junior from Carroll, Indiana, with the Pioneers down by 1. Cross-court pass tipped by Funk out of bounds.
And you can see the length bothering Carroll a little bit. Titans are long on the wings. Funk does a great job of getting up in the passing lanes. Carlo Kolak as well. And then the length down low with Noah Cleveland be the eraser at the rim.
McNabb with the inbound into the front court. It's McKenna setting up top of the key to Neighbor. Holds it. Looking. Kicks into the wing in heavy traffic. McNabb with the catch. Carlo Kolak on him with the kick out to Parker. Goes to left baseline. Falls down and the ball trickles away. Picked up by Lawrence for the Titans as the shot clock expires. Lawrence over the crossover on the wing. Flips the ball back out to Kolak.
Hey, really like the way that Carroll defends one-on-one. They've really done a nice job taking away the lane.
Williams feeds the post to Cleveland. Backs down one-on-one. Cleveland on the trailer. Nice thread pass. Finds Funk for 2 and the foul.
You got to watch that cut from the weak side. You got to get your body inside that lane. You've got to take away that cut from Mason Funk. Really nice pass from Noah Cleveland. But so many teams have defended Noah so differently. You can see that Carroll kind of hedging down inside. Nice cut there by Mason Funk on the backside. But I think they feel like Jacob Neighbor is physical enough to keep Noah from pushing him down in the lane, that he can hold his ground right there. And they might be able to bring a guy to hedge down inside to be able to give Noah help on him when he spins towards the middle of the floor.
Lucas Parker with a foul, 3-point play. Mason Funk now with the 5. The Titans lead is 9-5. McNabb off a screen, jacks up a 3 and hits.
That's his first shot of the game right there. Inside, outside player, jack of all trades. Going to have to get up on that shot from the outside, but the lefty can knock it down.
Scored 30 in a win against North Park a couple of weeks ago, back in the first start of conference play. Nathan Bolt, the senior from Barrington, feeds the baseline. Funk with a spin and a baseline jumper for 2.
Mason Funk can score in a number of different ways. He can hurt you on the outside from that 3-point line. But his best basketball is played attacking the rim.
Funk now with a 7. It's 11-8 to score. Kick into the corner to Estep on the left side. Goes back up top to McNabb. McNabb stares down Funk, spins, works his way into the paint. Has to unload out to Parker. They reset to McKenna. McKenna with the jab step off his screen. It's going to be a moving pick. Foul called against McNabb and no basket.
Yeah, everything is going to have to be over the top against Peyton McKenna. You can't go underneath those screens. And you saw that time Lawrence fighting over the top of that screen. Carroll gets called for the illegal screen right there. But everything's got to be taken McKenna off that 3-point line. He's not going to drive much to the basket, but he can knock down some daggers from the outside.
Jackson Nego back in. Brady Ruggles in for the first time.
There's that 2-2-1. Hey, you burn 4 or 5 seconds off that shot clock. Less defense you have to play.
Funk at the right side with the crossover. Got inside. Flips it over to Bolt. Bolt with a spin up strong. Doesn't fall, but he got the foul.
Almost like to see Nathan Bolt just reach up and dunk that ball right there. He's got the length to be able to do it. Nice job by Nathan getting himself down inside. Look at Mason Funk, the wraparound pass right there. You know, Nathan Bolt maybe a couple years ago would have looked to kick that ball back out even. Good to see Nathan taking that ball up inside.
Bolt still not fully recovered from the ankle sprain that sidelined him for the first month of the season.
Yeah, he's got a role on this basketball team, no doubt about it. I mean, he brings length. Defensively, he's a smart player as well, can spot it from the outside. He's a guy that's going to play some minutes here in the second half of the season, be an important cog.
Averaging 3.5 rebounds per game, made 1 of 2, and that's going to be an over-the-back foul on Brady Keel, the 6'6 junior from St. Louis. First foul against the Titans in the game.
As we start to dig into the bench, I think this is where Illinois Wesleyan will have an advantage. The guys that they can bring off that bench here. We'll see if that plays itself out here this evening.
A 12-8 lead for Illinois Wesleyan. Estep at the center circle. On the right to Lamar Smith with the spin, gets down deep on Bolt. Jump hook over Bolt, good for 2.
Yes, that's where he is so good. Getting downhill, finishing inside the painted area. And that's why he's averaging 17 points per game this year. He has been such a high-level player for them.
He's 63% from the floor, best in the conference. 12-10, Titans up by Deuce. Right side, Funk shovels it down low. Broken up by Smith, and Smith with the recovery.
Yeah, see, that's an experienced player right there. On the weak side, a little spin going over the top that time. Get into that passing lane.
McKenna into the paint, kicks it out to Parker. Right side to Smith, looks for the handoff. Sets a screen, gets the ball back. Smith lobs it on the left, a screen for Parker for 3. It's good. Lucas Parker gives the Pioneers a lead.
There's another guy that can shoot it. Really, for them, shooting the basketball, McKenna and Parker, the 2 guys, are the long-range shooters, and both of them have knocked down trays already.
And Parker shoots almost exclusively 3s as the Pioneers take their first lead at 13-12. Keel had the ball pinned to his right leg. Gets it in play to Ruggles. Ruggles on the left wing. Funk with the head fake. Allen to Nego. Chest pass right side to Keel. Keel with the crossover. Double team on him. Inside to Bolt. He'll cross court the ball to Nego. Funk at 2, at 1. For 3, it's good.
That's good ball movement that time by the Titans, but I thought pretty well defended that time by Carroll. Did a great job of keeping Illinois Wesleyan out of the lane. No straight line dribble drives to the basket right there. And a deep 3 at the shot clock. Lauren goes down.
Mason Funk having one of those days. He's got 10 already as the Titans lead by 2. 9 minutes in. He stepped top of the key to McKenna. McKenna waits the screen. screen, takes it, gets it on the wing to Estep, back out to McKenna. Greg Smith, the other player in there, the 6'7" freshman from Madison, Wisconsin. Smith goes between the legs, in on Bolt, draws the double, throw it away, cross-courts the ball where Greg Smith fell to the floor as he got tangled up with his defender. And turnover to the Titans.
See Nathan Bolt doing a great job defensively right there. Boy, you just got to keep Smith in front of you, then wall off as he goes up near the rim. At 6'9", 6'10", with that reach, if he knocks it in over the top, tip your cap and go the other way. Really nicely defended that time by Bolt.
Carlo Kolak with the inbound. Jackson Ego brings it up in there with the Bolt. Kason Lawrence back in along with Noah Cleveland at the 5. Nego dribbles around Estep and backs it up near midcourt with the left hand. On the cut finds Bolt. Bolt shovels it inside to Cleveland. Hit it off his knee, got it back. Now to Lawrence against the man-to-man, 8 to shoot. Ego on the drive, hooks it back out to Lawrence for 3. A little strong. And Parker flies in for the rebound.
That's what you have to do, though. You got to take Lawrence off that three-point line. Nice job kind of making him take that sidestep, and now a foul. Coach Rose talked about they had to keep Carroll out of transition. So far, so good. They've done a nice job. That's really the first time here so far in the basketball game that Carroll's been able to move the ball down the floor and get Illinois Wesleyan in a spot where they had an advantage.
Nathan Bolt is out as Carlo Kolak returns the first foul on Lawrence and the team's second. He step on the left side, passer to the post. Neighbor pulls it down. Now backing down on Cleveland. Goes to baseline. Now goes to his left. Looking on the cut. Nicely done. Over his shoulder for 2. Nice flip shot by Jimmy Targin, the 6'4" sophomore from Niles, Illinois.
So far, Carroll's gotten the better of that big guy matchup inside. Jacob Neighbors really had a nice start to the game. One of the reasons why we've got a 15-15 contest.
Jackson Eagle on the baseline, kicks it out to an open Kolak, sidesteps, measures a 3 and shot it too strong. Rebound, Estep, then knocked away by Funk out of bounds. Here will stay with the Pioneers.
And nice job by Lamar Smith, though. Hey, got faked out on the first shot, still able to recover and contest that second shot by Carlo Kolak. That's the reason why that shot was so far off. Boy, Carroll has defended extremely well here in the first 10.5 minutes.
Bland into the front court, sets up on the right side, guarded by Nego. Up top to Targin. On the wing to Lamar Smith. Here he stares down Mason Funk. Goes to baseline behind the goal. Finds Targin, who got bumped by Jackson Nego. And that's his first and team's third.
And I think they gave him 2 shots out of that.
And it looks like they did.
Yeah. Got a tough call inside, and then they gave him 2 shots as well. Yeah, I do not believe that was a shooting foul. The Titans kind of took it both ways.
Pioneers a 72% free throw shooting team. These are the first of the year for Targin as he knocks down the first. Titans are 9-3 coming in, 1-2 in the league. The Pioneers have played just 2 league games. They beat North Park at a buzzer beater and lost to Carthage by 5. They're 6-5 overall, 1-4 on the road. But some close losses against good teams, including Wisconsin Platteville and WashU.
And they again show that little 2-2-1 full court, 2-1-2 full court. Doing a nice job of slowing Illinois Wesleyan down in their advancement up the floor. Now a foul out front here against the Pioneers. But again, like I talked about before, you don't necessarily have to get steals out of that pressing defense. Boy, you wind down 6, 7, 8 seconds off that shot clock. You don't have to play defense nearly as long. That's one of the ways that you can use that to your advantage.
He stepped with the foul, his first and team 6th. Inside, nicely done to Funk. Didn't fall off the dish from Kolak. And Funk will go to the line for 2.
Well, Mason's had a great start to this contest. Well, his teammates are really going to have to help him out a little bit here as the game goes along. Nice backdoor cut. See Carroll overplaying those passing lanes, and when you do that, you want to put tremendous pressure on the basketball. First free throw by Mason Funk is no good off the back iron, but putting tremendous pressure on the basketball, real key then in keeping that basketball out of the lane. And so far, the guards for Carroll have done a really nice job. They kept the Titans out of the lanes, no straight line drives for Illinois Wesleyan so far. And Eric, they've had a hard time getting that ball inside to Noah Cleveland. Really hardly any paint touches for number 0 so far for the Titans.
So Neighbor leaves with 2 fouls. And Greg Smith back in as Funk gets 1 of 2 to make it 17-16 Pioneers. Lamar Smith bumped into his teammate as he worked around the screen. Kicks it on the left to Estep. Back door, threading the needle, but off the foot, it looked like, of Targin. Out of bounds to Wesleyan.
Yeah, we see Michael McNabb continues to be on the bench right now for Carroll. And they've played well without him on the floor. They found other guys able to step up and score. It is 2-2-1, 2-1-2 has given the Titans some problems in the backcourt as well.
Yeah, McNabb just 2 shots in 7 minutes. Pass to the free throw line to Lawrence. Looks to lob inside, a little high for Cleveland, but he's able to tip it to himself, then step down on the baseline, out of bounds to Carroll.
Well, usually when you go high or low, it's usually big guy to big guy. That time, though, they flashed the 2-guard in there into that high post area, trying to get it down to the low post guy in Cleveland. Sometimes the advantage of going big to big is the one big can see over the top of the defense and get a nice pass down inside. Not what the Titans decided to go to right there, but certainly might be something they could go to later in the game.
Lob to near front court for Lamar Smith. Now Bland and McKenna with a handoff to Smith. Evan Bland dribbles around a pick, set by Greg Smith. Midway through the shot clock, McKenna launches a long 3 and hits it right in front of the Titan bench.
Yeah, you can't go underneath. You got to go over the top. They're going to have to be able to push him out up the floor. Got to make him curl, put the ball on the floor. And again, they went underneath that one and they paid for it.
20-16. Pioneers with their biggest lead so far. The drive by Kolak, who barreled its way inside, left of the lane, and got tied up. Alternate possession will send it the other way as David Williams returns and Jackson Nego gets a breather.
Hey, you can see Illinois Wesleyan that time. Carlo Kolak trying to attack downhill. Really nice job by Carroll. That's that help defense. Boy, you hedge one step over. That help defense is able to get a hand on the basketball right there and force that alternate possession.
Evan Bland, hot foot to the ball down court, sets up in the paint, kicks the ball into the corner, and Targent unable to corral it off his fingertips out of bounds.
That's where Evan Bland, that's what he can do, though. Get down inside, use his speed. This is where he's good as well. Just on-ball defender.
David Williams brings it up. Titans are down 4. They led by 5 early. Out near center circle, Casey Lawrence with a couple of crossovers around the pick. They double on him. Inside to Lawrence. Jackknifes inside, and Cleveland didn't get it to fall, but he'll head to the line.
Yeah, so far Noah hasn't been able to finish anything at the rim here in the contest. 17 fouls, 18 fouls now on Carroll. Maybe the Titans can find some points at the free throw line because it's been few and far between here so far for Illinois Wesleyan. The offense has struggled so far in the contest, especially the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Cleveland's first is up and well short. He remains inconsistent at the line, coming off a monster 36-point performance against WashU a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of double-doubles in the Big Apple, but still hovering under 50% of the line. And this one barely draws 10, and Bolt fighting for the ball. Looked like it hit off the hip of Greg Smith and went out of bounds, so the Titans will get it back. So Cleveland still yet to score. 0 for 3 from the field, now 0 for 2 from the line. But the Titans keep possession down by 4.
Now let's see what Illinois Wesleyan can run here on the inbounds plays. Oh, they found Cleveland on the backside.
Inside the half circle for 2.
Oh, nice job that time by Noah, just burrowing out some space on the backside. It's a screen and a rollback right there, and the big guy able to get in front of the defender right there, able to finish at the rim.
20 to
get him going.
20-18. Titans are down by 2. McKenna off the screen, pulls up left elbow, looks, shovels it out to Lamar Smith with head fake, moving in on Bolt. Gets inside, the leaner off the glass for 2.
Yeah, it gets downhill where you get that defender sliding on your backside. His ability to be able to finish has been difficult to stop here so far.
Titans down by 4 again, double down on Funk. Kicks it out to David Williams. Williams on the left side, looks for a post feed, shovels it down low to Cleveland. A one-on-one with Greg Smith. One hands the ball up. They rotate out to Funk. An open 3. Too strong. Lamar Smith rebounds for the Pioneers.
Yeah, Carroll, a negative rebounding team so far this season. They've done a nice job here so far in this contest. Well, look at Mason Funk.
Yeah, backdoor pass, a little short. Funk to steal. Funk to the front court with a spin move to the foul line. Into the corner. Bolt is wide open. A little short on the 3. And looks like they're going to get Funk for the foul on the rebound battle.
The Titans getting another good look from that 3-point line. Not going down right there. You see the short 3-point shot from the outside. Got a couple guys get tangled up, and Mason Funk gets called for that foul. Mason's going to be a guy they're going to have to keep on the floor here. He's had an outstanding game so far, not just on the offensive end, but it's usually what Mason does is playing on both ends of the floor here. Titans a little bit of pressure now.
Lucas Parker back in, broke it up by Bolt out of bounds. Still Pioneer possession. Also in for the first time is Kai Joseph, a 6'3 sophomore from Milwaukee. And they'll inbound in front of the Pioneer bench now. As Parker gets it in play to McKenna. He'll step into a three. Hidden transition, it's short. Tipped up and pulled down by Bolt. Titans look to push. Williams into the front court. Titans down 4. As Williams shovels the ball to the post to Brady Keel. Keel on the double. Back out to Williams. Williams looks to move. Backs his way down to Keel in the corner. Keel now working around the horn. Left side to Funk. Funk cross-courts the ball to Williams off a screen with a head fake. Bifing inside, bouncing it in for Keel. Keel resets, puts it up, no good. And the rebound to Parker for the Pioneers.
Yeah, the finishes inside just have not been there for Illinois Wesleyan. Boy, Keel, point blank, look at the basket, didn't go down.
Titans with 4 points at the paint thus far as they're down by 4. Right side, McKenna long 2, short rebound Funk. As Funk looks to push across the dividing line, sets up top of the key with the crossover inside of the glass. The finger roll for 2 and the foul.
Mason just might have to take this one over offensively for Illinois Wesleyan. Just not getting a lot of help from the rest of the troops here so far. He's had to handle most of that offensive burden. Look at this little stop and go right here. Nice crossover right there. And really nice job using his body to shield it away from the defender. Neighbor not on the floor, but for Carroll, Greg Smith is that backup post player. The 6'7" freshman has good length down there. We couldn't keep Funk from scoring on that particular play. We see Lamar Smith going to the bench here now as for Carroll, and McNabb is back in the game, keeping a score on the floor.
Free throw missed. Can Funk run it down? No. It goes out of bounds to the Pioneers.
Titans struggling from the line here. Once again tonight, just 20 points on the board here so far in the first half. Give Carroll a ton of credit. They played really good defense, but Illinois Wesleyan has not taken advantage of the opportunities at the rim that they've gotten here so far.
Yeah, they're 4 for 9 from the free throw line, and everyone besides Mason Funk a combined 1 for 7 from the field. As Funk is 4 of 6 himself. Titans are down by 2. Left of the lane, Targent. Hands off to McNabb. Slashing baseline against Keel. Right hand dribble. Head fake, no shot. Back out on top to Parker. Parker rolls to the right, guarded by Bolt. Out to McKenna. Moves on David Williams with a crossover. Takes him down baseline. Lost the ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Titans, just 1 on the shot clock as Noah Cleveland returns. And Bolt goes out.
We're going to get a 30-second timeout here by Carroll. We will also. Coach Taylor Jansen's going to draw something out up here with 1 second on the shot clock. Interesting time to take one.
Well, Taylor Jansen, as we look at our head coaches, Jansen in his 4th year as the head man for Carroll, a 36-49 record. Looks like he's got a good nucleus here this year. He's had some ups and downs. Had a good first year when he came on the scene a couple of years ago. A 14-12 campaign in 2024. Basketball Academy operator for the last decade after he played at Carroll and graduated in 2011. Ron Rose, the Illinois Wesleyan head man, in his 20th season rather. 358 victories and 167 defeats. His counterpart of the women's side, Maya Smith, set the new CCIW all-time wins record with their win earlier today over Carroll in what was a surprisingly lopsided score. Matt Sossler will join us at halftime for a recap of that big win for the Titans. And we have a foul with a push-off off of the inbound with the shot clock at just 1 second, and McKenna got the foul.
Carroll blistering from the field here so far, 4 out of 5 from that three-point line. They've knocked down both of their free throws. Titans just haven't shot it very well in any area here so far tonight.
22-20, Pioneers up by 2. It's Carlo Kolak on the right side with the crossovers. He looks to go baseline. In strong and Parker up strong, no, but a foul as he just bullied his way inside and earned a trip to the line.
They must have liked the matchup. You can see that they kind of move Noah Cleveland up the lane. He's going from the block to the elbow. That opens up the baseline for that baseline drive, and that's where Carlo Kolak took the defender right there. Carlo is big and strong and knocks down that first free throw. And so that gets Titans going from the free throw line a little bit here. Just 5 out of 10. They've been able to get there quite a bit, just haven't knocked them down so far.
And Kolak is 2 for 3 himself as they can tie the score. Parker now with 3 fouls. So he comes out of the game. Second free throw missed. Rebounded Brady Keel, and he'll reset the ball out to Kolak. Kolak slashing his way inside. Stumbles, and a travel called against Kolak.
I tried that little hop step to the side right there. I guess we could call that a Euro step. Lost his footing, and down he went. Good call by the official, though. But the Titans missing another free throw, another opportunity to put another point on the board. Had a chance to be able to tie it there, and couldn't quite get it to go down.
Now Step brings the ball up with the Pioneers in their blue and orange. The handoff to McNabb. McNabb to the baseline. Now fronts Funk. Lobs the ball cross court. Now to Kai Joseph. Joseph baseline. Tough shot. It falls and the foul.
A nice job adjusting that time at the basket. With McNabb, there was a lot of help defense. You saw Noah Cleveland slide over on the help side, kind of providing a wall to keep McNabb from driving baseline. But McNabb did a nice job shifting that ball all the way over to Kai Joseph. Good skip pass across the top. It's a really long closeout for the Titans, and at that point, they get a bit of a blow by that time, and Joseph able to get to the rim, adjusting that shot and getting it home. Can't knock down the free throw. Carroll misses their first free throw of the game. But this is where the Titans need to get it going, is on the offensive end.
Second foul on Brady Keel. 5 team fouls on the Titans as they trail by 3. Brady Ruggles deep on the left wing. Now to Keel up top. Overhead pass to the right to Funk. Inside to Cleveland. Cleveland backing down. 1-on-1 for the moment. The double team hedges in. Over to Funk. Funk slashing his way inside. Pulls up. One-hands the ball from 8 feet and hits.
Yeah, good job by Noah Cleveland right there. He sees Mason Funk put the ball on the floor coming straight at him. You bail out. You get out of the way. Take your defender with you. That gives Mason enough room to be able to knock down that little jumper.
15 for Funk. The lead down to 1 off the screen. McKenna flips it up high to Joseph with the crossover as he shuffle. Now he throws it wide behind Estep, and that'll get backcourt violation on the Pioneers. As Lamar Smith returns for the Pioneers, Casey Lawrence back in for the Titans. Brady Keel to the bench, and Kai Joseph exits for the Carroll Pioneers.
We'll see if Noah Cleveland will touch it every single time down the floor here the rest of the half. Post touch, paint touch, get the ball inside of the big guy, play off him throughout the half here in the last 3.5.
And he go into the front court, kicks the ball out to a wide open Mason Funk. His 3 is good.
Once you get a shot like that, nobody even around Mason Funk, and the Titans able to retake the lead here, and they might lose it right now.
And they do. 3 in the corner from Michael McNabb, just his second bucket early.
Transition. Coach Rose, that was one of the points he made, a key to the game. Titans didn't get back on defense that time.
Titans are down by 1. Cross-court pass. Nice effort by Funk to keep it alive. Lawrence high in the air to get it. And he steps into a 3 deep from the left wing. Quick scored from downtown.
Yeah, just not much you can do about that. You can't guard it when the guy's falling out of bounds and throws it over the top of his head. Just a fortunate bounce that time for the Titans.
Titans back up by 2. McNabb tried to finger roll it in. Right of the lane. Falls to the floor. Titans now with the numbers. Funk left of the lane. Gallops inside. Left of the lane. Lays it up too strong. Out of bounds. Last touch by Cleveland to go to the Pioneers.
Well, it looked like McNabb got fouled on that last play, driving to the basket. Coach Rose talked about his game inside, outside, but he gets to the foul line a lot. Really creative guy. Looked like he was able to turn his body and draw the contact. Just didn't get called from the official there on the offensive end.
Titans up by 2, 2:45 remaining in the first half. McNabb now hustles the ball into the front court. Cross courts it over to Smith. Smith on the reverse with a left hand for 2 to tie the game.
Well, against the full court pressure, McNabb able to beat it. Well, Carroll probably got the easiest bucket they've gotten all night on that one.
Smith with 6. We're tied at 29. And you go on the left side. And Illinois Wesleyan calls a timeout here with 2:25 remaining in the first half in this tie game. You know, we mentioned at the beginning about how nice it was that Illinois Wesleyan had a chance to travel over the past month of December. Now, you may think that with the Titans, the men and the women both playing away from Shirk Center, that they would have just turned off the lights and locked the doors here. But actually, December, probably the busiest month on the calendar here at Shirk Center. While there was no Titan basketball, they had 33 high school games in the State Farm Holiday Classic just last week. Of course, they had the NCAA Volleyball Championships. Congratulations to Wisconsin Oshkosh. They hosted indoor track, a gymnastics meet, inter-city wrestling, a youth basketball tournament, and there was still a college basketball game here on December 15th. The Eureka Red Devils had to move their game from Reagan Gym at Eureka because someone broke the backboard in practice warm-ups, and they needed a place to play. They got on the bus, they drove to Bloomington, and they played Rockford on December 15th. As we return to action in a 29-all game, pass into the post. Cleveland gathers it in, up strong for 2.
Yeah, too big, too strong. On the backside, Carroll couldn't cover up on that one. So the Titans have found some offense here over the last couple minutes.
3 straight buckets now for the Titans, as Cleveland now has 4. 2 minutes till halftime. McKenna on the left side staggers his dribble, make that E-step as he works around Kolak with a tough scoop. No. Cleveland the rebound.
Yeah, boy, Carroll would love to have that one back. Step was able to get all the way to the basket right there. Looked like he could have finished that one inside, just wouldn't go down.
Nego rolls to the left off a pair of his screens, launches into the corner. Lawrence raises a three off the heel, no. Bland rising high into the air to pull down that miss. Into the front court to McKenna, or rather restep inside to Smith as he rolls in for two.
Outstanding finish where the big guy is bearing down on you. You get that in with the left hand, really well done.
Lamar Smith with 8. We're tied at 31. Under 90 seconds to go in the half. Nego rolls off a screen ball, kicked away. Last touched by Bland.
And McNabb hasn't been much of the offense here for Carroll so far. They have gotten points from a number of different guys here. Carroll's looked really good on the offensive and defensive ends. We got ourselves a ball game here at the Shirk Center today. We knew this was going to be a tough one. Carroll always seems to play well here. The Titans are going to have their work cut out for them.
On the baseline, the feed goes to Mason Funk as he holds the rock, gets it out to Cleveland on the wing, back to Funk, 12 to shoot, ball poked away, loose ball, the steal, then kicked away by Estep, holds it, and then had to gather it back in, swatted from behind by Funk as he went for the layup.
Hey, carried it. I don't know how you couldn't be all over that call. I don't know how the officials missed it.
Pioneers will get it back, only 2 seconds off the shot clock. Inbound to Bland in the corner. Now working his way inside is Tarjan. E-step, wide right to Bland. Bland jerked his head back. Now a three from the right wing, nothing but net for Dennis E-step.
Although Carroll has shot the ball from the three-point line extraordinarily well here so far in this first half.
Now they're going to call Nego for a push-off with his offhand. And Nego gets his second. 16 fouls here on the Titans. And 42.6 seconds left in the first half.
That's what Evan Bland can do for you. His constant pressure on the basketball causes that offensive foul right there. I look at him coming to the other end, trying to get downhill in the lane.
Now Smith with a spin in the paint. He got held by Nathan Bolt.
Well, they like that matchup right there. I think they feel like they got a speed advantage there, that Smith can get downhill and create some problems for Illinois Wesleyan. That has certainly been the case. They've been able to spread things out. Lamar Smith has been really good so far. Titans might have to find a little bit of a better matchup. Carlo Kolak's coming in the game. Would assume that's who's going to guard 44. As McNabb is not on the floor right now for Carroll. So Smith, their primary scorer here. Carroll could have a nice healthy lead here at halftime.
Smith with 8 points, a 69% free throw shooter. Front end of a 1-and-1 is good. See Kai Joseph back in. And McKenna out.
Carroll 3 for 4 from the free throw line, but how about 6 out of 7 from the three-point line so far here in the first half? 86% from the three-point line in half number 1 for the Pioneers. They have shot it exceptionally well. Right now up by 5. And here again is that little 2-2-1 here from Carroll. Going to slow down that pursuit for Illinois Wesleyan, getting that ball in the front court. They got enough athletes in that front court, in that back court, to be able to really slow down the Titans.
About a 1 second difference in between the game and shot clocks. And he go out near midcourt. Being guarded here by E-step. Roams to the right with a handoff to Lawrence. Lawrence up top, cuts to the left. Behind the back, he's now open, shoots a 3 and hits.
Oh, that's about as good a move as we've seen from Casey Lawrence all year. Great job leaving the defender behind.
Now a turnover at 3, at 2. Lawrence good if it goes, and it comes up short.
The Titans back within 2 here at the break. Casey Lawrence making some plays down the stretch. What a heck of a first half for the Carroll Pioneers. 6 out of 7 from the three-point line, over 50% from the floor in half number 1. And they've got a 2-point lead as we hit the break from the Shirk tonight.
36-34, Pioneers with the lead. When we come back, we will recap the first one, a big win for the Titan women, a milestone win for the Titans as well. 36-34, Carroll Pioneers on top. Back in a moment. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball on 881 FM, WBSN, IWSports.com, and the CCIW network.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
It's time to play Did You Know with Illinois Wesleyan. First off, true or false? On average, over half of tuition for accepted students is covered by scholarships and grants. True. IWU invests more than $40 million in scholarships and grants for students each year.
Where has IWU ranked in highest earning graduates among small schools in Illinois? If you guessed number 1, you got it. And what's even better, IWU is the number 1 college in Illinois for getting a job and number 7 in the nation.
Last question, how much does it cost to apply to Illinois Wesleyan? If you said nothing, well, you're right. There's absolutely no application fee. So what are you waiting for? Visit, apply, and see all the opportunities for success that await you at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Welcome back to Shirk Center at Illinois Wesleyan. Eric Stock with Joel Swanson and Tyler Wilson and Sam Byrne working alongside Caleb Swanson as well, as Illinois Wesleyan trails the Carroll Pioneers 36-34 here at the intermission. Reviewing the first half numbers, the Titans shot 48% from the field, not bad, 12 out of 25, 5 of 14 from 3 for 36%, but only 5 of 12 at the free throw line for 42%. Well, the Pioneers shot 54% from the floor, 13 of 24, 6 of 7 from three-point range, and 4 of 5 from the charity stripe for 80%. Pioneers won the rebounding battle 17-13. Titans had 8 turnovers while the Pioneers had 11 in the first half. Titans led by Mason Funk. He was everything for them. 18 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block in the first half. The rest of the Titan lineup just 5 of 14 from the field. Kason Lawrence had 6 points on a couple of threes, 3 steals as well. Noah Cleveland had 4 with 4 rebounds. Jackson Ego had 3. Carlo Kolek had 2. Nathan Bolt had 1, while David Williams, Brady Ruggles, and Brady Keel did not score. For the Pioneers, Lamar Smith led them with 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Michael McNabb only played 10 minutes in the first half, had 6 points on 2 of 2 from 3. Peyton McKenna had 6 points, 2 steals. Jimmy Targin had 4. Lucas Parker 3, Dennis Estep 3. Jacob Neighbor had 2, played well when he was out there, but got 2 early fouls and didn't play much after that. And Kai Joseph had their other 2. Greg Smith and Evan Bland have yet to score. Titans down by 2, 10 points in the paint, while the Pioneers had 14 in the first half, and the Titans scoring inside picked up considerably after Jacob Neighbor left with 2 fouls. So the Titans are down by 2 here at the break. Meanwhile, the Illinois Wesleyan women got a big win earlier today over the Pioneers, 85-52. Matt Sossler had the call on that at a game that we thought would be a very tight game between the, probably fair to say, the clear number 1 and 2 in the CCIW, but it didn't quite work out that way.
No, it did not. Illinois Wesleyan did a great job of taking advantage of some early turnovers, had over 30 points off of turnovers by the time it was all said and done. The biggest question for Carroll is how would their ball handlers handle the textbook run and jump for Illinois Wesleyan post Olivia Rangel, their All-American point guard who graduated at the end of last year, and it's sort of been by committee on how they've handled that, and they didn't seem to have an answer today for the Illinois Wesleyan defense, and it was the Sawyer White show, both on the defensive side, 8 steals, but more importantly, 37 points for the senior captain. She broke the all-time steals record a couple of days ago down in Florida against Wisconsin Lutheran, and they continue to pile on, eclipse the 300 mark for steals, and notched a career high. First Titan since Lauren Huber back in 2022 to eclipse 30 points. It's just been a great couple of weeks for Sawyer White, and the rest of the team is starting to gel, and they picked up, like you said, Eric, a critical CCIW win, a game that could determine who hosts at the end of February, and also it puts them in a good spot heading up to Van Mel on the 24th up in Waukesha for the rematch.
Yeah, their first home game of conference play this year, now putting their mark at 4-0. Sawyer White, always thought of as a defensive specialist, which of course she is, but when she gets the shot to fall, she's unstoppable.
That was certainly the case today. Career high 37, and in her post-game interview she talked about just the aspect of confidence, and Coach Smith talked about having her realize that confidence, and it seemed that today was the day where she recognized it. She scored 22 points earlier on in the year and what matched her career high, but it seemed like today it's one thing to have confidence, it's another thing to recognize when you have it, and today that was certainly the case for Sawyer White.
And another milestone win for Maya Smith, setting the CCIW all-time wins record at number 296, surpassing Lori Cairns, the legendary coach at Milliken.
Yeah, this was a date that was circled on a lot of our calendars, knowing that if they were perfect in conference play, it would be against the number 2 team in the preseason poll, in which Maya Smith could achieve that mark. And her and Lori Cairns, she said in the postgame interview, they're really close friends. They've been coaching against each other for quite some time, and they remain close to this day. And the fact that they're number 1 and number 2 in the CCIW for in-conference wins in a league that has produced some fantastic coaches, it was a great day for her. Second straight year that she's had a coaching milestone. Last year getting win number 500 in a victory over Edgewood, and she keeps climbing amongst the ranks, not only in the conference but nationally, and it just adds to the story of Maya Smith.
Well, she'll have another milestone coming up pretty soon, 4 wins away from 300 in conference.
Yes, it keeps on coming. That's not the only milestone. You got Ava Bardick nearing an assist milestone. There's always something to look out for this Titan women's basketball team, and they'll enjoy a Wednesday bye and then get after it against North Park next weekend in another doubleheader here at the Shirk Center. And they just love the Shirk Saturday wins, a solid crowd for both games today, and I can't imagine what it's going to be like next week when you got the students back on campus after they return to class this Wednesday.
And we'll see if the men can take advantage of that here in the second half. Matt, thanks for joining us once again.
You bet.
All right, Matt Sossler, who called the women's win earlier today, 85-52, the final over the Carroll Pioneers, as the Titans improved to 9-4 on the year and 4-0 in the CCRW and hand the Pioneers their first loss of the year in league play. We'll take another timeout. We'll look at other action in the CCRW after this timeout. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball on 88.1 FM, WBSN, IWSports.com, and the CCRW network. Welcome back to Shirk Center at Illinois Wesleyan. Titans trail the Pioneers 36-34 at the break. Just Thrive Health, founded with deep Titan athletics connections by Illinois Wesleyan baseball alum Billy Anderson and his wife Tina, proud parents of Titan basketball alumni Nina and Marco. Just Thrive Health, where Titan traditions thrive. Another CCIW action today. At halftime, North Central leads North Park 47-34. Carthage at home against Elmhurst and leading in the second half 53-35. Augustana at the break against Milliken in Rock Island, and the Vikings have a 35-32 lead. Earlier today in non-conference play, Wheaton fell to Chicago. The Maroons led by one Nick Roper, who lit it up for 25 points, and the 6th-ranked Maroons, who, by the way, have not lost since leaving Shirk Center in late November, are the 6th-ranked team in Division III basketball. They continue to roll. And Division III football's national championship is coming up tomorrow night at the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, as top-ranked defending national champion North Central takes on Wisconsin River Falls. Had a chance to talk to Mike Murray, the defensive coordinator at Illinois Wesleyan, here a short time ago. He was on the staff at North Central as they were beginning to take that step to become a national power. He was the defensive coordinator at North Central for 5 years, coached alongside Brad Spencer, who was later the offensive coordinator and then became the head coach. He's pulling for them. He thinks they got a great chance to win. It helps that they are playing outside in 25-degree weather. It helps a ground and pound kind of team that North Central has, and he thinks they're going to pull it out, and I suspect that's where the good money is.
Yeah, and certainly two different teams. I mean, UW River Falls wants to get up and down the field, throw it all over the place, and North Central's going to beat you up front in the trenches. That's where the Cardinals have gotten it done in the CCIW and across the national landscape as well. North Central is a juggernaut right now on the football field, and we'll see if they can pull out another national championship.
And he's pulling for him as well, figuring that is sort of the high tide that lifts all boats. It's good for the CCIW to see a team from the conference win it once again, even though some feel that they've just been so good in separating themselves from the rest of the league. But it does help the other teams establish a blueprint for how they can get better. So not only is North Central playing for national championship tomorrow night, but the following night, Illinois State is playing for a national championship in FCS in Nashville. That's another former employer of Mike Murray. He worked at Illinois State a while ago, so I'm sure he's rooting for the Redbirds as well, as I think we can all safely say we are here, as they are playing for a national championship on Monday night against Montana State.
Yeah, how about the Illinois State Redbirds, first team in FCS history to win 4 straight road games to get to the final. We'll see if they can pull it out. And Eric, the first time they won't be playing on somebody else's turf, so it'll be maybe an advantage for them going down to Nashville. We'll see what happens for the Redbirds, though, on Monday night.
Second half coming up when we come back after this quick timeout. This is Titan Basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, IWSports.com, and the CCIW Network.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Second half about to get underway here from Shirk Center. Illinois Wesleyan with their original starting 5 on the floor. Carlo Kolek to inbound. Jackson Ego, Kason Lawrence, Mason Funk, and Noah Cleveland on the front court. And the same 5 of the Pioneers: Michael McNabb, Peyton McKenna, Evan Bland, Jacob Neighbor, and Lamar Smith. Titans are down by 2, despite Carroll making 6 of 7 from beyond the arc in the second half. We'll see if they can keep that up. Cleveland down low, draws the double, kicks it out. Now on the left wing, it's Jackson Ego, moves inside, ball kicked. Looked like it was off his foot. They'll say it was off of Carroll.
Looked like Carroll made a pretty nice defensive play. As you kind of look at those first half numbers, Titans might be fortunate to be down just 2. Kind of a nightmarish stat line overall for Illinois Wesleyan.
Funk with the catch, the fade from the baseline and the deuce.
Well, there's the guy who has kept the Titans in the game in the first half. 18 points for Mason Funk in half number 1, picking up right where he left off.
Yeah, he was a nightmare for the Pioneers in the first half. His career high is 35. He's on pace. Set that against Carthage a month ago to the day. The kick out, ball tipped. And Bland pulls it down, flips the ball right side to McNabb. Measures a shot, instead goes to the baseline behind the goal, hammed in and stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, you look at those first half numbers. Titans outscored by the bench points 12-1 by Carroll. Carroll got great production off the bench. Carroll knocking down 6 out of 7 3-pointers. Look at the points in the paint. Titans -4, getting out rebounded in the first half. So fortunate to be tied right now with 19 to go.
Yeah, that was with Neighbor out for about the last 10 minutes of the first half. On the right side, it's Nego in a tie game. Minute gone by, they swarm around him. Flips it right side, Lawrence. He's open for 3 and hits.
Well, those are deep threes that he's knocking down as well. A couple of feet behind that three-point line. But nice job by Jackson Nego, finding the open player right there. Boy, look up at the scoreboard. Titans up 3.
Yeah, they were down by 5 right before the break, so that's an 8-0 run. Dating back to the final moments of the first half. Neighbor on the right side with handoff to Lamar Smith with a hard dribble left baseline around Funk and was able to draw the contact. Funk could not get the block, forced the miss, but he'll send Smith to the line for 2.
Well, he's probably not going to take that three-point shot, so you just can't go for that little subtle head fake right there. He uses that head fake to get just advantage going down the lane. He's really been downhill, been trouble for the Titans all night. Well, he's been the player offensively that's really made them go here so far this evening.
Smith at the line, 2 for 2. 10 points in the first half with 3 rebounds and makes the first. Leading the conference in field goal shooting at 63%.
Yeah, you can see why. His ability to be able to get downhill. He's only taken 9 threes the entire season so far, under 1 per game. Boy, you're going to have to keep him out of the lane in the second half.
Yeah, I think if that's the case, you let him take it, even though he can make it.
Yeah, 3 for 9, so not a terrible percentage. Just doesn't shoot a lot of them.
Gets 2 foul shots here to cut the lead to 1. As Jackson Ego carries the ball across on the right side. Now to Cleveland up top. Cleveland holds the rock on the left to Kolak with a handoff to Funk. Funk looks, goes inside to Cleveland, turns in the bucket, banks it in, and gets the foul.
Now you're trying to slide over that help side defender. You can see Carroll hedging hard on the ball screen, bringing the weak side defender over to try to stop the roll. Boy, Evan Bland, though, pretty defenseless against the size of Noah Cleveland inside. If you're Bland right there, you got to take the contact, Eric. You have to go down on that particular play. It's the only shot you got.
Second foul on Bland. Free throw is short, tipped up, and Kolak pulls it down. Titans get a fresh shot clock. On the left side, it's Lawrence. They reset the clock at 20 after the missed foul shot. Now Lawrence on the left, looking inside, nothing there, out to Kolak. Stutters to the left, the lob inside. Cleveland, the catch. He got hammered here by Smith. No gimmies here. He'll send him to the line for 2.
They're going to have to foul him. That's what you're going to have to do to keep him from scoring inside. Boy, the Titans seems just much more aggressive on the offensive end here in the first 157 of the half. Let's see if Noah can knock down a couple free throws.
He's 0 for 3 so far today. First one is up and good. When he makes it, it looks perfect.
Everything was short. If you notice, it was all short, all front rim. He airballed one, and that time really did a nice job snapping off the wrist there.
They've worked with him more on getting more of his feet into it, shooting free throws flat-footed early in the year, and it's just a case of getting the reps down. Look good on those 2, and a 4-point possession for Noah Cleveland to put the Titans up by 5.
And Noah struggled in the first half, no doubt about it, and we'll see if he can pick it up. He's already been much more aggressive here to start the second half.
45-38, Titans with their biggest lead so far, matching what they had early at 5-0. Pass inside to Neighbor, moves in on Cleveland, who rejects him. Loose on the floor, Neighbor trickles away, and Ego picks up the rock for Illinois Wesleyan. Darts it ahead to Cleveland, ball tipped, broke it up by McNabb. McKenna trickles the ball ahead to Smith. Smith knifing inside of the foul line with the kick out to McNabb. Sidestep, shoots a three short. Rebound Mason Funk for the Titans.
And hopefully Carroll will cool down a little bit here in the second half. They were blistering red hot from the three-point line in half number one.
Yeah, hard to imagine them continuing that for an entire game. Nigo was doubled out to Funk, darts it inside and through the hands of Cleveland. What would have been easy too, but the pass a little hot to handle.
Yeah, I think he was dunking it before he caught it there that time. I thought Mason Funk has been outstanding in this game. He's done it everywhere. Defensively, been outstanding on the offensive end, sharing the basketball. He has done it all for the Titans here so far this evening.
43-38, Wesleyan by 5. 3 minutes gone by in the second half. Neighbor at the top looks for a handoff to McKenna. McKenna doesn't get to it. Now Neighbor will flips the ball back out to Bland. Bland goes to baseline against a double team off the window. No. And it looked like Cleveland had one hand held as he tried to grab the rebound.
That's going to be 3 fouls now on Lamar Smith. So we'll see if that starts to catch up with them just a little bit here. Oh, my apologies. Second personal foul on Smith.
Third team foul, though, on the Pioneers in the half. As Kolak gets it off of the inbound, it gets the ball back from Jackson Nigo. Short of the midcourt marker.
Yeah, you wonder why more teams don't come up with that 2-2-1. It just slows the other team down so much.
Nigo into the corner. Good rotation out of Kolak. Knifing his way inside. Scoops it up. No, but a foul. As Kolak got sent to the floor, now he'll be sent to the line.
Pioneer foul is on Lamar Smith.
That's on Lamar Smith, who now has 3 fouls. You were right. You were just early.
Just a little bit behind the play. Smith trying to cut over Carlo Kolak. Once he starts going downhill, he is going to be a problem. Certainly was right there. So they'll go to the bench. We'll watch that. 16-33. Lamar Smith's been the offensive man so far for Carroll. So far, McNabb hasn't gotten going, and he might have to carry the load here offensively for the Pioneers. As you look up, Titans now with a 7-point lead. Eric, is that their biggest of the game? I do believe it is.
It is.
A good run by the Titans.
Pioneers led by as many as 5 in the first half.
Yeah, 36-31. It's been all Titans since then.
McNabb doubled, cross courts the ball to McKenna. To the right wing, shoots a 3. No, tipped in. McNabb comes up with it for the Pioneers. Now to Bland, one hands the ball to McKenna. Into the corner. It's Tarjan. Tarjan holds, back out to McKenna. 8 to shoot. McKenna too far out, works off a pick. Now left-hand dribble to the foul line, pulls up, looks like a pass that came up short. The steal by Funk. Funk to Lawrence in transition for 3 off the back rim. Tipped up by Kolak twice, he pulls it down. They'll reset with a 7-point lead. Deep on the right, it's Jackson Nigo. Nigo gets the pick from Cleveland. Now wide right to Kolak. Kolak backs up, shoots a 3. That's too strong. Good box out there by Neighbor for the rebound.
They love the ball. See that ball get down to the post there to Noah Cleveland.
McNabb barreling inside in on Nigo, who was able to force a held ball. Pioneers will keep possession on the arrow.
And McNabb's had a hard time getting himself to the line. Has not shot a free throw so far in this contest. Nice job by Jackson Nigo right there, able to tie him up down below.
Baseline inbound. Comes to Neighbor on the left wing. Flips it out to Bland. Bland on the attack with the jump step. The scoop and the block out of bounds by Funk.
There's those rim protectors inside. You have to get by both those guys. You talk about Noah Cleveland's ability to protect the rim. Mason Funk just about as good inside on swatting those shots away.
That's his second rejection today. The Titans have 7, which is more than they're averaging, and they're best in the country at nearly 7 per game. Now Keel reached in, tried to strip Neighbor, and ended up with a foul.
Trying to go across the top with 2 hands. Usually not going to get that call right there. Titans do have the possession arrow here. And boy, Carroll now has had a hard time scoring. He's on a really nice run here. But Brady Carroll's got to go. Keel's got to go down on that one.
Keel ends up with another foul, and that's going to be his 4th.
Anytime that guy is going to back down with that elbow and stick it right in your chest, you're going to have to go down to be able to get that call from the official.
So Brady likely to come out here with a 15-13 to go. Noah Cleveland will come back in as Neighbor goes to the line. The best free throw shooter in the conference, second best at 85%. Good on the first. Now we see Cleveland in for Keel.
Yeah, rough run there for Brady Keel. Just didn't quite keep out of foul trouble here so far in this contest. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes fouls find you. Certainly have for Brady here so far this evening.
Neighbor's second try is on the way and good.
And we'll see the Titans have gone on this run, not able to extend it any farther. Let's see now if Carroll will make a push.
45-40 Wesleyan as Nego sets up on the right side. Crosses over, gets the ball to Cleveland. Back to Nego. Off the screen. Left side, Kolak open for three. Spins out. East step rebounds for the Pioneers.
Carlos had a couple good looks at the basket. Neither one of them have gone down. And had a couple good looks in this run.
Neighbor roams to the left. Unloads to East step. Back out to McKenna. East step once again off the screen to the left. He goes to baseline. Cross scores the ball. Targin with a catch into the paint. Back out to East step. A corner three is good. And it's a 2-point game.
Now there's that push we talked about. Carroll not going away. Titans have built to the 7. Had a number of opportunities there to be able to get it a little farther and extend it some more. And that was a 2-point shot.
Yeah, they called it 2, so it's 45-42. Titans up by 3. Nego into the corner to Funk. Funk with a head fake. Moving inside. Got stripped. Got it back. Not quite. And he stepped with a steal with the outlet to McKenna with a couple of trailers. Jump step. And he got stripped by Jackson Nego. Out in front to Funk. Funk in transition. The trailer is Kolak. Left side Nego for 3. Got it.
Well, Jackson Nego's had a couple of threes so far in the contest. Both of them have gone down. Nice little reversal right there for Illinois Wesleyan. The Titans are going to burn a timeout here up by 6.
48-42 Illinois Wesleyan with the lead. As you see the strip by Jackson Nego and the 3-point play to make it a 48-42 game. Well, Titan fans come from near and far, but it is safe to say that few come from as far away as our newest Titan fan, David Ruiz. You see him here in this picture. He's the one boxing out for the rebound there. So David was the main tour guide for the Titan men's basketball team when they went to Spain and Portugal last August. He's with Beyond Sports, along with Tim Whittle, who coordinated the trip. He's a former coach of WashU and a few other places. So the team went swimming in the ocean. They went to a bullfighting ring, as you can see. They toured some historic sites. David also took them to some of the best places to eat in Spain, even though some of the guys didn't like being forced to try gazpacho, but they did. And they played basketball games there, as you see. They won 3 games in 3 sites against local all-stars. Now, David is actually more of a soccer guy, but he's been watching all the Titan games this season and giving them lots of encouragement. Now, there's a 7-hour time difference between Bloomington and Madrid, so we're hoping that he's watching, but he says he's been watching all the games, and he has said that Titan fans can look him up the next time they come into Madrid. Wesleyan here with a 6-point lead after the 3 by Jackson Nego to make it a 48-42 game.
Now we see now Carroll will have it going full court here. Illinois Wesleyan picking up full court defensively. Let's see if the Titans try to force a turnover, come out of the timeout. I think eventually Michael McNabb is going to find his offense here in the second half, and that's where Carroll might have to go to be able to find some points. Smith on the bench now for the Pioneers.
Yeah, McNabb has only had 5 field goal attempts so far on this one. McNabb now at the top of the key, watched by Kolak. Left of the lane, it's Neighbor, roams to the right. Unloads it to East step. Now he feeds the post. Neighbor with a cross-court pass. Inside is Targin. Targin balled up, kicks the ball back out. 5 to shoot. McNabb takes off into the paint on Kolak. Angles inside. Tough shot with a left hand and scores.
That's what he can do right there. He finds a number of different ways to put the ball in the basket. That time off balance. Able to get that ball up and roll it home.
48-44. Titans are up by 4. Now David Williams back in, the senior. Hands the ball off to Lawrence. Lawrence rolls to the right off the pick by Funk. Lawrence into the corner to Williams. Williams back out to Lawrence. Around the horn it goes to Funk once again. 8 to shoot. Out to Williams. Off a screen, ball thrown away. The steal from McKenna. Has a trailer. Takes it himself. Leans in and scores.
And 4 straight now for Carroll. He's coming out of that timeout actually by Illinois Wesleyan. Carroll now back within 2.
48-46. Wesleyan on top. Now Williams on the right side, ball poked away, a steal by Estep. Estep moving down court, 2 trailers, but he gets it in time for the layup to tie the game. Back-to-back strips and scores for Peyton McKenna.
Now the Titans will have to bring Jackson Nego now back in the contest here, as a couple of turnovers here have been very costly for the Titans.
He's at the scorer's table now. Williams on the right side looks for a post feed. Triggers the ball up top to Lawrence through his fingertips. That's 3 straight turnovers by the Titans.
Pretty ugly on the offensive end here for Illinois Wesleyan. A pretty good pass. Lawrence just didn't bring it in.
Now Neighbor at the top of the key. Roams the right with a handoff to McNabb. McNabb to the left elbow. Backs up. 12 minutes to go. Tie game. McNabb on the dribble drive. Leans in the scoop and the basket.
Well, that's, again, another creative way to be able to score. Got a mismatch size-wise. Casey Lawrence trying to keep him out of the lane the best he could. An 8-0 run now here by the Pioneers.
4 straight buckets scored by the Pioneers after the last timeout. Now with 11:45 to go. Ron Rose wants a full timeout, and we've seen this several times this year where the Titans get the lead in the second half, and when it looks like they're ready to start separating from the competition, the game gets a lot closer. They've lost a couple of games like that as well.
Yeah, and certainly in this particular run here by Carroll, where we talked about Michael McNabb getting it going, his ability to be able to make creative shots. We saw that on 2 of the 4 scores for the Pioneers. The other 2 come off turnovers. Just poor plays by the Titans on the offensive end, turning the basketball over. Some fairly easy scores for Carroll on the other end. Next thing you know, you're down by 2, and this is the way it's going to go in the CCIW this year. You're going to have to play good, consistent basketball, and that's one thing the Titans have struggled with at times this year, is finding that consistency on both sides of the floor. Nothing you can do about that now. You got to shake it off here and play well the last 11:45 of the contest. Love to see the Titans dump into the post a little bit more. Haven't gotten some good paint touches on the last couple of times down the floor. They're going to get Jackson Nego now back in the game at that point guard position, trying to steady that ship a little bit here as Carroll has made that nice run to retake the lead.
Well, Titan fans, you can make a difference for Illinois Wesleyan athletics by supporting the Titan Athletics Fund. You're helping provide opportunities for student athletes to succeed both on and off the field and court. Every gift strengthens our programs, facilities, and the overall Titan experience. If you'd like to support the free live streams of every Titan Athletics event, simply select the Athletic Communications Department when making your gift. It's quick and easy. Just visit iwsports.com and click on Support the Titans. Join us in keeping Titan pride strong today and for generations to come. The inbound to Jackson Nego as he returns. Now to Funk, back to Nego, into the post to Cleveland. Cleveland is doubled, puts the ball down low, got inside, too strong, but got fouled. And they'll force Cleveland back to the line.
Now there's that post touch we were talking about. Well, Noah can get in there just about every single time. And maybe he just plain wear out Carroll down in that post area just foul-wise. We'll see if they can continue to go to him on the block.
First free throw's up and good. He missed his first 3 today, but has made his last 3.
Yeah, you can almost tell when it comes off his hand whether it's going to go in or not. Gets that good backwards rotation, the nice arc. Yeah. That looks good.
Yep. So Cleveland with a pair. Now with 9 points, as the Titans are back to a tie at 50 all. On the left, it's McNabb to the elbow. Dribbles the ball back out in front of the Pioneer bench. Now up top to Neighbor. Neighbor looks for a handoff. Guarded loosely by Cleveland. Out to McNabb. McNabb will back into the corner. A fadeaway 3 is short. Gets his own rebound. Moves inside. Lost the rock. Picked up by Lawrence for the Titans. With a lob ahead. Tough catch there for Cleveland. Into the corner to Kolak. Pioneers with a nice job of getting back the runner. Short for Kolak. Got it back. Puts it up and in.
Nice job by Carlos sticking with it right there. Able to put that back home. And Illinois Wesleyan now with a little run of their own.
First field goal for Kolak, who now has 6. 52-50. E-step. Left side for Parker. Tapped away. Got it back. Now up top to Neighbor. And up to Tarjan. On the left, McNabb looking for a seam. Backing down on Kolak, flips around him, the scoop in the store.
And again, nice shot there at the end. Does a great job of getting downhill. Well, you look like you have him cut off. And what Coach Rose says, not real fast, not real quick, but knows how to get the ball in the basket. We certainly saw that on that particular move. Well, you look at the numbers in this contest, an extraordinary number so far. Bench points in the game, Carroll 16, Illinois Wesleyan 1. You really would have thought the Titans would have had an advantage there. Boy, tip your cap to Carroll. Well, those guys off the bench have done a tremendous tremendous job of helping the Pioneers stay close here, 52-52. With Lamar Smith going to the bench, you knew that Michael McNabb was going to have to step up. We've seen him score 6 points now in this stretch, getting it going on the offensive end. Eric, it hasn't been the outside shooting. It's been getting to the rim, the creative shots inside, a couple of scoop layups there. He knows how to score, and he has shown that over the last few minutes.
Yeah, the Pioneers 0 for 3 from beyond the arc in the second half, but still 6 for 10 for the game. Illinois Wesleyan 7 of 19 from beyond the arc. They've picked up after struggling earlier in the game.
That's still Carroll +5 on the boards here in the contest. A team that was -4 coming in on the year. Titans have not been able to take advantage of that here so far in the contest. 16-1 in bench points, just extraordinary to me. Tip your cap to the guys from Carroll coming off the bench. They have played really, really well. But boy, the Titans have not gotten a tremendous amount of production outside of Mason Funk here so far in the contest. He has really carried them along here so far in the game. We'll see if the rest of the guys can get it going here in the last 10.5 minutes.
Well, the Titans did make a lineup switch, bringing Kason Lawrence back into the starting lineup today. He had been their sharpshooter off the bench in recent games. And he's on the sideline now with Brady Ruggles back in along with Jackson Ego. Mason Funk, Carlo Kolak, and Noah Cleveland on the floor. Cleveland with a handoff to Ruggles, wide right to Nego. On the drive, Kolak at the free throw line, back into the corner to Nego for 3. It's short, and Bland elevates for the rebound.
Every shot that Jackson has really taken so far in the contest has been a pretty wide open three-pointer. That one a little bit more contested, came up a little bit short.
Midway through the second half, game tied at 52. Left wing Lamar Smith back in with 3 fouls, moves into the paint, kicks it out to Bland. Bland crosses over, shovels into the corner to Bland, or rather to Smith. 8 to shoot into the post, right to the wicket of Bland of a neighbor, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that time, nice job by Noah Cleveland. Just got that big paw out there, got a piece of that basketball, knocking off neighbor out of bounds. So the Titans get another shot here to retake the lead here. Under 10, we go with the Shirk. It's going to be like this all year. This one's coming down to the wire.
Nego lift open, 17-footer off of the front iron. No, neighbor with a rebound.
Got a good look at it. Nice job creating space, just couldn't knock home the 15-footer.
Lamar Smith looks to barrel in on Mason Funk, caught him backpedaling and got the foul.
It's just that little reach that time by Mason. That's what cost him. Boy, did a nice job sliding his feet. Nice job staying in front of the 6'4 senior right there. He's able to keep him out of the lane, but that little reach there at the end, that's what caused the whistle to blow.
His third, fourth team foul. Smith again against Funk. Spins. Funk has him covered. Cross-court pass on the left to Parker. Hemmed in on the baseline. Kicks it out to Neighbor, and it looked like he hit off his knee out of bounds.
And you can't hit a 6'8 guy in the shin and expect to have good results, and that's what happened to Carroll right there. Turnover that time against the Pioneers. So Titans with another chance here to gain the lead here with 9:13 to go.
In what's been a seesaw battle here at Shirk Center. Titans 1-2 in league play. Carroll 1-1. Titans on a 3-game win streak from their non-conference expeditions. Into the corner, 3-ball. Funk in and out. Bland the rebound. Kicks it ahead. E-step into the paint. Dribbles the ball back out to an open Parker for 3. Long. Bland tipped it. Got it back for the Pioneers. And he tried to throw it off of Ruggles, and Ruggles stripped it. The other way to Cleveland. Gallops down court, 2-on-3. Inside, went for the layup, and Smith got the block.
Yeah, that was a goaltend. They missed that one.
Now we step the other way in transition. 3-ball short for Parker. And tracked down by Jackson Nego. Game still tied. Out to Ruggles. Ruggles in transition. A 3 that's short. And Bland rebounds.
Well, the Titans have had 4 or 5 possessions here in a row with a chance to be able to take the lead. Just haven't been able to get it done.
They've had a couple of good looks as well.
Yeah, really good looks.
Now Neighbor up top. Just over 8 minutes to go. Neighbor backing down in Cleveland. Lost the ball. Cleveland tried to tap it off of him. Could not do it. 13 of the shot clock. Nathan Bolt back in for Wesleyan. McKenna returns along with the McNabb for the Pioneers. As E-step and Parker go out. So Bland to trigger from the baseline near the corner. Threw it wide, and it was off of Lamar Smith out of bounds.
Yeah, Carroll's got to feel the same way. Well, we've had a number of possessions to be able to take the lead. Neither team has been able to take advantage here of some poor offensive possessions by the other side. Kind of feel like the Titans have actually gotten better shots here in this stretch than the Pioneers have. Just haven't been able to knock them down here so far. Let's see if this is the possession that puts them ahead.
It's been 2.5 minutes without a field goal for both of these teams, as we remain tied at 52 with under 8 minutes to go. Jackson Nego deep on the right side. The double down on him. Swings the ball out to Bolt into the corner to Funk. Funk goes to baseline, reverses, and can't finish. Tipped by Cleveland, but pulled away by Lamar Smith. In transition, left side Bland. Turns, spots McKenna, or rather McNabb, who knocked over his defender and got the block on Brady Ruggles.
Another great look for the Titans. That time, Mason Funk on the reverse just would not go down. Well, that's a shot Mason's going to make most of the time. Just could not finish at the rim. So far, it's been that kind of stretch here for the Titans.
5 fouls on both teams now. First one on Brady Ruggles. Jimmy Targett in for the Pioneers. Had a reach in on Funk out of the perimeter. That is his fourth.
Well, that's a good call right there in this contest. Mason Funk, your best offensive player, your best defensive player, and he's going to find himself now on the bench here. Oh, boy, you look at the replay right there. That's been happening 99% of every possession down the floor here so far in this game.
So Funk leaves, Carlo Kolak in with the Bolt and Cleveland up front. Nego and Ruggles in the backcourt. A baseline McNabb cut off by Kolak. Swings it out high, over to McKenna. Back to Bland. Bland awaits the screen. Hedges his way inside, leaning in over Cleveland. Tough shot, missed it. Cleveland the rebound. Now the Titans look to push Nego in transition. Sets up on the right side. Game still tied. It's been over 3 minutes without a bucket for either team. Nego into the corner. Ruggles for three. Got it.
Well, he is not shy. He's going to let it fly. And good thing for the Titans. That goes down for the corner. Finally, somebody breaks that 52 all tie.
Big bucket for Brady Ruggles. Questionable coming into the game with a mild ankle sprain in practice yesterday. Smith left of the lane. Leans in. Caught Bolt backpedaling. Looked like he kind of went in with his shoulder. Bolt got the foul, his second, and the Pioneers now with a bonus with 6:55 on the clock.
Yeah, straight line drive right there. Pretty good job sliding his feet. A couple of ticky-tack fouls the last couple times down. You're going to have to be able to play through it, but this is not a guy you want at the free throw line here. Outstanding job here for Lamar Smith so far tonight.
4 for 4 at the stripe and hits the first. Now with 13 points. As they cut the lead to 2, 55-53. One more try here for Smith. And he gets them both. Back to a one-point contest. 55-54 as Nego brings it up on the left side. Watched it by Estep, journeys to the left, has a seam to the bucket, had a block by Estep. Back to get away, McNabb a 2-on-1 with Smith. McNabb shovels off to Smith for the layup attempt, but came up short. Then Kolak got the basketball, then got tripped up by Smith. And he'll be whistled for the foul, his fourth.
Yeah, that's how you do it, though. Nice job by McNabb. 2-on right there. You draw that defender. Nice little dish off, and boy, Lamar Smith would love to have that one back up right to the rim. Just could not finish it. The Titans still not in the bonus here. 6:35 to go. Boy, finishing has been such a key for Illinois Wesleyan so far this year. When they've been able to do it, they pick up W's. When they haven't, they've gotten L's, and they're going to have to try to finish this one.
Now Cleveland and Nego play catching out of Ruggles on the left wing. Puts the ball on the deck to the free throw line. Back out to Bolt. Right side to Nego. Nego cuts under the paint. Pulls up. He'll fade from 13 off the side of the goal. No. Bolt had the rebound and had to pull it away by the Pioneers. And that was taken by Targett.
Jackson has been forced to take a couple of difficult shots the last couple times down.
Left elbow Neighbor goes inside. Double clutches and scores to put the lead in the Pioneers column. He now has 6.
Yeah, nice job by Jacob Neighbor. Good drop step right there. That's what happens when you get the angle. Good job getting the angle right there. Get his body between Noah Cleveland and the basketball and able to finish right there at the rim.
Brady Ruggles comes out. Kason Lawrence returns and Jackson Nego brings it up. And there with Kolak, Cleveland, and Bolt. With the Titans down by 1. Nigo on the right side. Out to Bolt, top of the key. Zips it left side to Kolak. Inside to Cleveland. Cleveland with a couple head fakes. Cross courts the ball out to Lawrence for three. In and out and back in from downtown.
Sometimes you just get fortunate. Casey Lawrence was right there. Rounding out and back in. And now the Titans up by 2. We'll see if they can get it done in the defensive end.
Lawrence now with a dozen on the cut, left of the lane. And good, it was a charge about it blocked by Cleveland, about a foul. As Targent exploded from the left block and challenged by Cleveland, who got his first foul. And 2 free throws for Jimmy Targent, the sophomore from Niles, Illinois. He's 2 for 2 at the line today. First one is too strong.
If you go back and look at the replay a moment ago, obviously all ball up top for Noah Cleveland. There's been a little bit too much contact down below. That's what the official decided to call. Targent can't cash that one at the free throw line. He missed them both.
Rebound tip to Carlo Kolak.
Finally, Carroll misses some free throws. They were 10 out of 11 before those misses right there for Targent.
Yeah, Titans have missed their share today, 11 of 19. So a 2-point lead remains for the Titans. Bolt left side, swings it on the wing to Lawrence. Lawrence with a bounce up top to Kolak. Kolak to the left of the drive, and he'll shovel it inside to Bolt. Blocked from behind, but fouled. Neighbor on the rejection from behind. They'll send Bolt to the line, and that's going to be 3. That's going to be in Targent. His first in team 7th.
And Smith now coming back in the contest here now for Carroll. 5:01. I think if you can get to the 4-minute mark with Mason on the bench, Mason Funk on the bench, as Bolt knocks in the free throw, you're going to do it. But I think at that 4-minute mark, that's where you're going to get Mason Funk back in the contest here. So we'll see what the coaching staff is going to do in this situation. As long as you have a lead, that also might kind of dictate what you do with Mason right now.
Bolt is 2 for 3 at the line today. Second one is good. And the Titans are up by 4 with 5 minutes to go. As Smith jogs it up, watched by Nathan Bolt on the perimeter. Sets up on the right side, floats the ball back out to McKenna. Guarded by Lawrence near the midline. Bounce pass to Neighbor up top. Neighbor knifes to the right against a double team for a moment. Holds the basketball. Lobs it back out to McNabb. McNabb to the right. Jump step. Slides inside. Scoops it up. Short. Got it back. Puts up a second time and scores.
Ability to score once again. Just the ability to be able to get the ball in the basket somehow.
McNabb with 14 points, making his presence felt here in the second half. Titans are up by just a deuce. Up top to Bolt. Pass a little wide as he untangles from McKenna. Right side to Kolak to the post to Cleveland. Backing down, draws the double, kicks it out. Nigo for 3. Too strong. And Neighbor the rebound. And now the Titans get back on D, up by 2 with 4 minutes to go.
Now we see Mason Funk at the scorer's table here, getting ready to come back in the contest. A couple Titans just went down.
Neighbor to McNabb, back to Neighbor. Floats the ball on the right to McNabb for 3 and the lead. Off the back rim, no. Bolt has the rebound.
See if Coach Rose will burn a timeout here to get Mason back on the floor here with a big possession.
Indeed they are. Jackson Nigo brings it across the timeline. And the Titans take a 30-second timeout with 3:39 remaining. And the Titans up by a deuce.
Mason's been on the bench here about the last 4 minutes of the contest. Illinois Wesleyan did a nice job weathering that storm. Able to come out with a 2-point advantage here in the contest. Well, we were stuck on 52-52 for quite a while. Neither team could pull into that advantage. Brady Ruggles eventually hit a big 3-point shot. The Titans have found some offense on the other end. The concern for Illinois Wesleyan, though, I think has to still be Michael McNabb. His ability to be able to create, be able to get in the lane, be able to make shots down the stretch. And see if that's a difference maker for Carroll. Both of these teams have played a lot of close games. Carroll has some really tough losses so far this season. Illinois Wesleyan has played an extraordinary number of close games so far this year. So both teams are used to having to finish a tight contest. We'll see where it goes here in the last 3:39. Carroll trying to steal one on the road from Illinois Wesleyan. He's just trying to get back to 500 in the CCIW.
So Carlo Kolak to inbound in front of the Titan bench with the Mason Funk back in there. Cason Lawrence, Jackson Nigo, and Noah Cleveland on the floor. As Nigo crosses the dividing line again. Back from Funk, feeds the post to Cleveland. Cleveland doubled. Tried to lean in off the backboard for two. It counts. And the foul on Neighbor, his third.
And Noah Cleveland that time showing that big strength inside. We wondered if they were going to get a man one. It was awfully close that time, whether or not he got that shot off on the contact. I know the Carroll coaching staff can't be real happy with that. As Taylor Jansen has gone have a conversation with the official.
So 4 fouls on Neighbor. Free throw for Cleveland is good. He's made 5 in a row after missing his first 3, and the Titans are up by 5.
Let's see if they can clamp down and get another defensive stop right here. This is the guy I'm going to.
McNabb powers baseline, gives up the dribble. Now high to Neighbor. Neighbor spins, roams to the left, looks for a handoff. Does so to Estep, puts up a long 3. Came up short. And the rebound pulled down by Carlo Kolak for the Titans.
I'm just not sure that's the shot you want in that particular circumstance. Try to reverse the ball, get it back to McNabb, and let him make something happen.
Yeah, pretty early in the shot clock, too.
I agree.
Ball wide right to Nigo. Nigo left-hand dribble. Back out to Lawrence. Swings it on left to Kolak. 10 to shoot. Kolak now takes off. Gets into the green space. Up off the glass. No. Tipped up and in by Cleveland.
That is a big-time rebound by Noah Cleveland. That is a big-time play by the sophomore for the Titans.
15 points for Noah Cleveland, 7 rebounds, and a huge one that gives the Titans a 7-point lead, matching their biggest of the game at 65, 58, and 2:40 on the clock.
On this situation now here for Carroll, they got a lot of options on the offensive end. Lamar Smith has had a really nice game for them. He's a guy that's going to try to get downhill, drive the ball to the basket. You got to keep him out of the painted area, make him shoot the ball over the top. McNabb's a much more difficult guy to defend. He's a guy, if you play off him, he can knock down that 3 over the top, and it's a situation now where you absolutely want to guard that 3-point line. When McNabb gets downhill, he's so creative. He's probably a guy that you're going to need to try to body as much as you can and make the shots difficult for him. Those are probably the 2 primary options here for Carroll in this situation. We'll see what they draw up, but isolation might be something that you're going to see for number 4 here, the 6'5 sophomore Michael McNabb, down the stretch here for the Pioneers. That was my biggest concern, Eric, is his ability to be able to make shots for Carroll down the stretch of a close game.
So the Titans up by 7. One other league game has gone final. Carthage knocks off Elmhurst 80-65. Firebirds are off to a 3-1 start in league play. North Central leads North Park by 10 late. Augustana on top of Milliken by 7 midway through the second half. So Carroll's got the full court to go here.
You see once again a full slate of competitive games in the CCIW. It's going to be that way in the league this year. This one's been more than competitive here at the Shirk Center this evening.
Dennis Estep brings it up for the Pioneers in their blue and orange. Estep goes to baseline, nearly goes out of bounds, launches it into the air. The steal by Kolak. He's got a couple of trailers. Dishes it across to Cleveland for a ferocious dunk.
Yeah, that's posterized right there as Noah Cleveland throws it down over the top. Now you got to get back and defend.
It's now a 9-point game at 67-58. Smith goes down low. Inside, he got both airborne and got the foul. And that'll be a pair of free throws here for Lamar Smith.
I'm just wondering if you just have to take a step off Smith, and we see the replay right now. There's the throwback, and boy, that's a tough position to be in right there for the 6'4 senior as the sophomore throws it down over the top. We got a 9-point lead right now. We'll see if Smith might miss a free throw for you, give you a break. He hasn't missed one yet today. He has been a ton for Carroll. As I was talking about a second ago, I wonder if you, even at 15 feet, you just take a step off him and make him shoot the ball over the top. They have just not been able to keep him out of the lane here so far in the contest. And once he gets in there, well, he is so good at finishing. Well, that field goal percentage is not a fluke. Well, he finishes over contact, finishes over guys at the rim, and makes free throws.
Smith gets both here to make it a 67-60 game.
Now Carroll, we'll see if they extend the pressure. And they've gone man-to-man now here in the full court. We'll see if they run and jump out of this a little bit.
Nigo centers the ball to Funk across the 10-second line. They swarm around him. Now they give ground. As we come up on 2 minutes to go in the second half. Nigo swings it over to Lawrence. Feeds the post. Double down closes in. Bounce pass across to Funk. Slashes baseline. Out to Nigo. The drive of the dish. Funk for three. Short but fouled. The closeout there by Bland knocked him to the floor. And Mason Funk with the shot clock winding down. Draws the foul. He'll shoot 3 free throws.
That's a really long closeout there for Bland. Boy, he caught Mason Funk right on the arm. Not much of an argument that time from the senior.
Funk at the line. The first one is good. Just 2 points in the second half after 18 in the first half. Can make this a 4-possession game if he gets all 3.
And that becomes the big number here in this situation is the possessions of the contest. What kind of possession lead do you have? So this one becomes important here to try to extend that to a 4-possession game and really give the Titans some control down the stretch.
Titans have been much better in the second half. 11 of their last 13 at the line after they missed 6 of 10.
Yeah, Mason will go out just because he has the 4 fouls. Best defender on the team that they've got. You just cannot afford to lose him in this situation.
So the inbound, Dewey step. They've got a hustle here with 1:45 to go. Lamar Smith looked like he kicked it, able to track it down to the corner. Loose basketball. Officials will say it stays with the Pioneers.
And the Titans pressuring out front. Again, try to make Smith shoot over the top. Peyton McKenna's the guy you got to find. He's the guy that can really stroke it. You got to get up on him. You got to get up on McNabb as well.
Neighbor on the wing, puts the ball on the deck, leans inside, and he got the contact on Cleveland and the foul. But the shot did not go. So 2 fouls on Cleveland.
You got to think Carroll's going to come with that man-to-man press. You got to think they're going to try to trap out of it as well. So you got to be ready for those things. Might still have 2 timeouts left. To get yourself in trouble, you burn one.
Neighbor 85% at the line, now 3 for 3 on the day. As Bolt checks out and Funk back in.
Right, Titans down 2 at half. Looked like they were going to be down 5 at half. Carroll had a nice surge to end that first half. Titans were fortunate to be down just 2, but now up 9.
So Evan Bland returns as Neighbor gets both free throws now with 8 points.
And now we'll see Carroll going to face guard here. Try to keep that ball from coming in bounds. Nobody on the basketball, though, for the Pios.
Funk can play to Lawrence.
See if they'll give a foul here.
Not quite. Titans get it across. Now to Kolak. They swarm around him. Gets it over to Nigo. Nigo circles out of trouble.
And a lot of time coming off that clock here now.
Yeah, now they're just going to go for the stop. Lawrence deep on the right side. 10 to shoot. Has a seam. The floater doesn't fall. Tipped up, no, by Cleveland. And the rebound, McKenna. For the Pioneers, out to Neighbor. Galloping down court, glides in for 2, and they'll call timeout.
Well, you give up one so quick that time for the Titans, just not there in transition. Transition defense is so important to get numbers back, but you had guys flying at the rim right there. Nice drive by Jacob Neighbor. Well, he's seen a lot of CCIW action. Coach Rose can't be real happy about that. Well, here now for Carroll. 1 minute to go in the game. It's a 2-possession contest now here for the Pios. You think you're going to have a chance to be able to get one really good trap? In this situation right here, you can play it out. You're just taking a lot of time off the clock, and things really have to fall in your way. I'm thinking you have time maybe for a couple good traps. You're going to have to give a foul. I don't think you can give up the full 30 seconds here in this situation. Just not enough to play with. Down by 2 possessions. In a 1-possession game, obviously a lot different. But down by 2 possessions right now, I think you're going to have to give up a foul. For Illinois Wesleyan, it's all about taking care of the basketball. Get that basketball to the guys you want to be shooting free throws here. It is 2 shots the rest of the way for the Titans. Secure the basketball as much as you possibly can. Keep it out of the corners as much as possible. That's where you really get yourself in trouble. When you're able to use that sideline and baseline as that 3rd and 4th defender in the trap, that's where things become difficult. Try to keep the ball in the center of the floor as much as you can with Illinois Wesleyan. The Titans had that 10-point advantage. Carroll was able to get a couple of quick baskets here and keep some life now with a minute to go. We'll see if the Titans can finish. That's been the big word all year here so far. We'll see if they can do it here tonight.
Yeah, they had a 6-point lead late against Elmhurst before it vanished in the final seconds. And it'll be Mason Funk to inbound. So they got to play without Lamar Smith, who has 4 fouls. Neighbor has 4 as well, but he's on the floor. Now running the in line. Funk gets it in play to Lawrence. Lawrence against McKenna. Looks like they're not going to foul. They'll trap him midcourt. Lawrence throws the ball wide, looking for Kolak, and threw it out of bounds.
That's what they wanted right there. That's the one thing you could not do if you're Illinois Wesleyan. You just turn the basketball over. And the problem for the Titans is they were running out of time there to be able to get the ball over the 10-second line. They had a second and a half. Had to throw it.
So under 50 seconds to go. Still just a two-possession game. Neighbor up top. Roams the right hands off to McNabb. Knifing inside. Leans in. Had it tipped and blocked, it looked like. And Kolak comes up with it for Illinois Wesleyan. Gets it ahead to Nego. Puts on the break short of the midline. Gets it across. Lobs it wide right to Lawrence. They've got a foul now. Still not fouling. Smith doesn't want it. He's got 4. Now to Funk. He'll fake, pull up, and the bobble. Cleveland was going up for a dunk. Didn't catch it. Still a two-possession game. McNabb goes baseline. Life's inside it. Flips it over his shoulder for 2. Interesting that they go for the 2-point shot. Down by 6. Perhaps they were going to try to get a whistle for the and 1. But the Titans were wise to let him go. Still maintaining a 4-point lead with 13.7 seconds left.
It hasn't been a good finish here for Illinois Wesleyan. Had complete control of this contest. Turnovers have been a huge problem for the Titans down the stretch, keeping that door open for Carroll. Well, the Carroll Pioneers let a lot of time go off that clock without fouling. Looked like Illinois Wesleyan was going to kind of cruise to the victory here, but a turnover now has opened the door for the Pioneers. For Carroll right now, obviously you're going to face guard coming in. I don't think they're going to put a guy on the ball here, probably try to play a guy over the top, get a quick trap, don't have a lot of time. You really can't choose who you want to foul as well. I think you have time maybe for one really good trap if you have it. You got to give that foul rather quickly. It's the face guard coming out. For Illinois Wesleyan, you're talking about getting the ball inbounds. That is the number one thing you have to do. Get it inbounds without turning the basketball over right here. Once you do that, well, the Pioneers pretty much are going to have to give a foul. Fortunately for the Titans as well, Eric, they have the possession arrow as well. So things looking in their favor here. It's 2 shots now the rest of the way, but the Pioneers really have not had to put the Titans at the line here the last couple minutes because Illinois Wesleyan has turned the ball over.
The Titans have given the ball away 16 times, but Carroll was given the ball away 21 times. As the Pioneers on a 6-0 run since the 146 mark to make it a 2-possession game. Funk will run the end line, gets it in play to Lawrence. Lawrence had it poked away. Lawrence got it back. They doubled down on him, throws it wide, but Funk able to reel it in. They trap him and foul him with 5.9 seconds to go.
Well, they let a lot of time go off that clock.
Yeah.
They lost about 7 seconds right there. And now for Illinois Wesleyan, just can't give up a foul on the other end here. Mason Funk with a chance to put a little more distance between the Titans and the Pios.
Funk is 5 of 7 at the line today. The first one is good. Now with a game-high 24 points.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Just terrific in this game.
Second one for Mason, and knocks that one through to make it a 6-point game.
Yeah, that kid has made every play in this game. Defensively, knocking down free throws here at the end. Well, he has been the big difference maker.
Now just try to slow them down. McKenna hustles into the front court, gets a baseline to Neighbor, leans in on his defender and scores. But that won't do much as Funk inbounds the ball, and that'll do it. Illinois Wesleyan holds on. Another dogfight against the Carroll Pioneers as they escape with a 72-68 win to extend their win streak to 4 and get back on track in the league race.
Boy, that was a hard-fought win for the Titans. Made it difficult on themselves at the end. Looked like they were going to cruise to victory in the last couple of minutes. But guys making plays down the stretch. You got to give Illinois Wesleyan a lot of credit. Some guys really step up, and maybe a forgotten shot in this game was the guy who finally broke the 52-52 tie, and that was Brady Ruggles knocking down a big 3 from the corner. Finally able to get some points on the board for Illinois Wesleyan. Well, your player of the game, though, tonight was Mason Funk. Just outstanding on the offensive and defensive end. Mason was terrific. Carried the Titans offensively in the first half. Made all the defensive plays in the second half as well. So tip your cap to that young man. He played an outstanding game.
Mason Funk will talk to us next, along with Coach Ron Rose. Titans win at 72-68. This is Titan Basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, IWSports.com, and the CCIW Network.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Welcome back to Shark Center at Illinois Wesleyan. Eric Stock with Joel Swanson. The Titans hold on for a 72-68 win over the Carroll Pioneers. Our player guest tonight is Mason Funk. A big performance out there today. 25 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks. And Mason, in the first half, when nothing was going anybody's way, you were kind of keeping the offense on track and carrying them for a good bit of that first half.
Yeah, I mean, when we get stagnant like that, it's always just my goal to get us going, getting downhill, finding open shots and stuff like that. So
Mason, talk about halftime. What was the conversation like in the locker room?
I mean, really, it was just that we're fine and that we need to slow down a little bit because our defense is playing good. We just didn't get our shots to fall that first half. So it's just about staying calm and doing what we do. Because at the end of the day, it's IWU versus IWU.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mason, talk about playing a team who's blistering hot to start the game. They were 6 for 7 from the three-point line. Does that change the way you're guarding them, or do you kind of stay with the game plan?
I mean, we obviously have to get out on those 3 guys that went 6 for 7. But I think we're really sound defensively, and our goal was to stop them in transition. And I think we were able to do that the second half, and that helped limit some of their three-point attempts.
So defensively, you saw Michael McNabb a lot, number 4. Talk about his game and kind of how hard is he to guard?
I mean, he's obviously a good player. He shoots it well and he drives it well, but I think we just play him straight up, and we rely on our help defense to really stop guys like that.
Number 44, Lamar Smith. Talk about his game a little bit. More of a driving player getting downhill.
More of a driving player, so if you're guarding him, make sure he doesn't get middle, and then you close out a little short, and then you also get the opportunity to be help side more often. So really the big thing with him would be just closing out short.
You pick up your 4th foul about halfway through the second half. Does that change the way you play defense? Talk about how do you manage that the rest of the game?
I mean, a little bit. I'm obviously in that situation a lot. So, I mean, I don't want to be less aggressive, but I just have to play a little smarter when I get in those situations. But, I mean, I should be a pro at this point. But, in the future, I got to limit the fouls. So.
We Eric and I were kind of talking about maybe the big theme of the year is finishing. A lot of close games this year. What is the huddle like down the stretch? What is that conversation about as we start to kind of get in the last 5 minutes of the contest?
It's just relying on each other. We don't have to take any crazy shots, be sound on defense. Really just block out the noise and get into each other more than the other team or the game scenario or anything like that.
So 4 straight wins. Do you feel that this team is where it wants to be?
There's obviously a lot of improvements that we need to make, but I think we're headed in the right direction. The 3 losses early definitely were a wake-up call, but I think moving forward we understand that conference play is important and every game is important. So.
And this has all come since the winter break began. Now you're all going back to class here soon, so you have that divided attention. What is your mindset like as you go back into the spring semester?
I mean, with the schoolwork and stuff, it's always that basketball should be the outlet.
Sure.
The thing that takes you out of the schoolwork, and that should make the game more fun than it is right now. So,
and this is the pre-med student here, so Doc is his teammates call him. So you've got probably a harder load than anybody. So how you manage it is kind of blows my mind.
Yeah. I got a lot of great people that I work with and study with, so it makes it easy.
A couple more games here at Shark Center next week against Augustana. First thoughts on the Vikings?
I mean, we haven't really looked into them. I haven't really looked into them much, but I know they're ranked pretty high. And then every conference game is important. It's a close race. We have 2 losses in the conference. I know a lot of other teams have 2 losses, so it's going to be a big game, just like a WashU would be. So.
No question. Well, thanks for the time. Congratulations on another great performance, and we'll see you out here on Wednesday.
Thank you. Great job, Mason.
All right, Mason Funk, our player guest today with 25 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. And the Titans' victory over Carroll, 72-68.
Outstanding game by Mason. Carried the team offensively in the first half and helped them dig in defensively in the second half. There's Coach Ron Rose now joining us after the Titans pick up a big 72-68 win over Carroll.
Well, it was not exactly the last couple of minutes you wanted, but we just talked to Mason Funk a few minutes ago, and if it were not for him, who knows what the second half even looks like.
Well, he was great, wasn't he? It was
terrific.
It was a game of it was a little more chaotic than we would have wanted it. And for us, as I look at the totality of the game, it feels like a lot of almost plays. Like early in the game, we almost had and ones at the rim, and we had some good looks. And then defensively, the same thing. Like we're pretty solid, and then we don't have one guy in the right position in the gap, and we give away something. And so it was kind of an almost game. I don't think it was terrible, but I also don't think we had all 5 guys executing at the same time, which made for a little bit of an ugly game at times.
Coach, can you talk about Mason, just his growth? I mean, I think his stat line tonight shows the type of player he is on both ends. As good as his offense is, his defense is even better.
Yeah, you asked me about Mason, and then I went in coach mode, didn't I? And all of a sudden, I'm talking about the negative stuff. Let me stay positive here. Mason Funk's a stud.
Yeah, he is.
Mason Funk impacts the game in virtually every way you can impact a game. You know, you see the 25 points, and he certainly has become a terrific offensive player that can score at all different levels. He puts pressure on the defense at all times because he can shoot the 3. He can take it to the basket. He's an elite cutter, one of the best cutters I've ever seen. He gets to the offensive glass. He can handle the ball. He's so long. And then on the defensive end, he's just crazy disruptive. You know, he gets in passing lanes. He blocks shots. He had there was a free throw. I don't think he probably got credit for the rebound, but he tips it. He keeps the ball alive. We just got to get him so he doesn't get himself into foul trouble, because it's kind of created tough decisions on when do you put him back in, because he is such a difference maker for us. And he got us through when we weren't playing very well. So, I thought we played hard. Part of it is, Eric, you and I talked. I was a little worried about us being tired. I thought we looked a little tired at times. And part of that's Carroll came out with a ton of energy. I mean, they played really hard. They made everything difficult. But I think our guys have earned a day off.
You're also playing a team in the first half that came up blistering hot, 6 for 7 from the three-point line. Does that change the way you're guarding guys, or, hey, stick with the game plan, they're going to cool down in the second half?
Well, the game plan, 3, 4, and I think it's 12.
Yep, 12. It can really shoot. Yeah.
3, 4, 12. That was top of the scouting report. No threes.
Yeah.
We have to close out. We close out long onto their body. We can't give those guys looks. In the first half, we lost them twice in transition. We went under ball screens twice, and there was 4 of the threes. So the game plan was, we knew those guys, and that's one of the things that makes them really hard to guard, is they can really shoot the ball, and they put 3 guys on the floor, and they actually have a 4th and 5th guy out there that can shoot. So they space the floor, and then they've got some good cutters, and they're a hard guard. They're a very good team. I think you and I talked about it. I mean, another tough loss for them. They've been in every single game they've played this year. That's a good basketball team we beat. We're fortunate to come out with a win. It's great to be at home. I think that had a lot to do with the outcome, just playing at home finally. So very happy to get the win tonight.
Talk about Noah, his play a little bit, and his adaptation to the physicality of the CCIW. Just guys like Jacob Neighbor, big, strong, physical guy inside who's going to lean on you for 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah, and Jacob Neighbor's been playing for 4 years.
That's right, yes.
I mean, he is a 4-year player that brings a wealth of experience. And you could see they were fired up. They were physical from the get-go. And I think Noah and our entire team has adapted to that physical play. I thought early some of the ball pressure bothered us, had us on our heels a little bit. We turned the ball over a few times, but Noah, I loved it late in the game. He's like, get me the ball on the block. I mean, you love it when you're stud. When in timeouts, get me the ball on the block and get yourself open, be ready to shoot it. And so he knew one-on-one, you're not going to stop Noah. And then I thought we had a pretty good game plan and pretty good ball movement and got some good open threes. But Noah's a difference maker. He distorts everything every defense does because you can't stop him one-on-one. And it's so encouraging as a coach when you hear him saying that, get me the ball. That's exactly what you want to hear.
Number 4, Michael McNabb. In the pregame, you used the word creative. That's a great way to describe him. He just knows how to get the ball in the basket.
He does, and he changes speeds. He changes direction. He's got all the Euro deceleration, reach around. I mean, he's an excellent player. And hard to guard. And we had Carlo on him. And, it's Carlo's kind of getting the Hakeem treatment that, hey, you guard the best player on the other team, and we're going to be upset with you if he scores, which is not fair when you're guarding guys as talented as McNabb is. But I thought Carlo chased him around, and then our other guys did a really good job when he did get into some driving lanes. I thought Noah did a really good job of rotating over, and our length continues to be an advantage that we have. When guys drive, we got some block shots, we got some deflections with the ball being penetrated to the paint.
Finishing games has been the difference between wins and losses this year. And what are the huddles like? What are the conversations like as things are starting to go down the stretch in these contests?
Well, that's our 4th close ball game. I mean, I don't know how many multiple. And the more you get them in, the better you get. I didn't think, we should have closed this out. It shouldn't have gotten to where it was. You're just trying to, especially when Carroll's trying to create chaos, you don't want your huddle to be chaotic. Just try to keep them calm. We were fortunate we had some timeouts in our back pocket. And we're still figuring that out a little bit. But I do think we got some gamers. We got some gritty guys. I thought, there was one 50-50 ball we didn't get. But most of them for the last 2-3 weeks, we've been getting those things. And so this team is figuring out ways to win. And very proud of that.
They're probably all going to be like this the rest of the way in the CCIW, down the stretch type of games. Tons of parity in the league right now. Carroll's a good team.
Carroll's a terrific team, and from top to bottom, there's very little separation. And every night, I don't know what the scores look like tonight, but very few times are you going to be able to get away from opponents. So you got to play every possession, and you just got to keep coming at them, keep playing hard, expect close games, and execute.
And you've probably been looking at scores, how other teams in the conference has done. CCIW in the non-conference did outstanding this year. Really represented well, playing good teams across the board.
I think everybody's in the top 100.
Yep.
And I think the majority are in the top 60.
Yeah.
So it's going to be I don't know. I don't think we have. We might be in the top 20 in Massey.
16.
16.
Yep.
We're the only top 20 at the current time.
Right. 32 is the next one.
But everybody is really good. Everybody's a lot better than you want them to be. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And you watch film, and I got to credit our coaches. Logan Christensen. This is his first scout. And so while we were in New York, Logan was back grinding, watching film, preparing. He did a really good job with his scouting report. We get back and Coach Wheat says, hey, I've watched every one of Carroll's games. And so we got Coach Wheat and Logan together, and they chatted in New York. Andy had one, Liam had the net. How lucky. I just feel so fortunate to have get to coach with such talented, committed guys so that we can go into every game prepared, because those oftentimes your preparation can make the difference in close basketball games. So thank you to the staff and kudos to them.
I'm sure they were all raising their hand to get the scout for Augie, right?
We've already been watching them.
Sure.
We're 2-3 games ahead. You don't wait till the next day. So Augie, goodness gracious. I mean, you do, and the reality is you got to take. Seems cliche, but it's true. One game at a time. And the teams that take one game at a time can play the most consistent basketball over the next 6 weeks. Those are guys who are going to find themselves in the top 4, and so that's the goal that we have. We keep battling and grinding. I don't think we're playing great yet, but I think we're playing better.
Yeah, you got to feel like the ceiling for this team is pretty high, and it's coming.
You see it in spurts, don't you? There are spurts that when we play really well, and I know it's going to click at some point, and until it does, we just need to keep just focusing on playing hard.
Well, congratulations on the win. We'll see you back here Wednesday night.
Appreciate it. Hey, it's good back. Happy New Year. Good to see you again.
Happy New Year to you as well. Great to be here.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right,
Coach.
You bet. Coach Ron Rose joining us here as the Titans get the victory, 72-68. The final score as we look at the final numbers in this one. Titans had 3 in double figures, led by Mason Funk with 25 points. 3 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Noah Cleveland had 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Kason Lawrence had 12 points on 4 of 8 from three-point range, had 3 steals as well. Jackson Nego, 6 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. Carlo Kolak, 6 points, 8 rebounds. Nathan Bolt had 3 points, 2 boards. Brady Ruggles had 3, a big three-pointer that broke a tie when the two teams had been scoreless for over 3 minutes midway through the second half. David Williams did not score, but had 2 block shots, and Brady Keel also did not score as he battled foul trouble today. The Titans shot 43% from the floor, 22 out of 51, 9 of 25 from 3 for 36%, and 19 of 27 at the free throw line. They struggled in the first half, but they were money in the second half, making 14 out of 15 to help ice this win as they finished 70% for the game. For the Pioneers, they shot 49% from the floor, 24 of 49, 6 of 14 from 3. They were 6 of 7 in the first half, but put up blanks in the second half. 14 of 17 at the line for 82%. Carroll won the battle of the boards, 35-27, but they were plagued by 21 turnovers. The Titans had 16. 4 in double figures for the Pios, led by Lamar Smith and Michael McNabb, both with 16, but for McNabb, it was 6 points below his season average. Jacob Neighbor, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Peyton McKenna had 10. Dennis Estep had 7. Jimmy Targent had 4. Lucas Parker, 3. Kai Joseph, 2. Greg Smith did not score, nor did Evan Bland, as he was held to 0 for 4 from the field and had 5 rebounds. So the Titans get the win to improve to 10-3 on the year, 2-2 in the CCIW, while Carroll falls to 6-6, and they are now 1-2 in the CCIW. Other league action, Augustana holds on to beat Milliken 77-76 on a layup with 16 seconds to go. Carthage beat Elmhurst 80-65, and North Park won at North Central 92-87. Wheaton fell earlier today at Chicago in a non-conference contest.
Now, certainly parity in the CCIW, up and down, a full slate of good competitive basketball games. Illinois Wesleyan able to come out on top, even though Eric today, minus 14 in the paint, minus 8 in rebounding for the Titans. Still figure out a way to get the win and hold the home court. Another one, a big one coming up Wednesday. Augustana is going to be ready to go. Another good CCIW matchup where the Titans didn't play great at times, but still figured out a way to get it done. A 4-point win over Carroll here tonight.
We'll come to you from Shirk Center at 6:40 on Wednesday night. A doubleheader sweep for the Titans. The women win 85-52 over Carroll, and the Titan men do the same, 72-68 over the Pioneers. Thank you for joining us tonight here on IWSports.com and the CCIW Network. For Joel Swanson and the rest of our crew here, Tyler Wilson, Sam Byrne, and Caleb Swanson, this is Eric Stock saying so long from Shirk Center. This has been Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball on 88.1 FM, WBSN, IWSports.com, and the CCIW Network.